Wonderful. Okay.
Fuck up for 2 more hours.
Right. The audio is incorrect.
Whew.
Oh. Oh. I mean, if you want to, Carl. Hello. Whew. Right, is this working? Excellent. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, hello. Sorry I'm kind of late. Oh god, it's 3 p.m. Fuck me. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just lazed around all day. Just didn't really have motivation to do anything. I still kind of don't have motivation to do anything. But I need to do something, so here I am. Woo. I'll just give it a minute to let people join. I would use the stream start thing, but it doesn't work in 4x3, so just sitting here instead. I mean, that only took like 5 minutes, Chase. Does this work? Oh, generic. Oh, interesting. I guess it should be that instead. There we go. Then I would finish this, and that's it. SRD. Like, there's not much else to it. I would continue commentating this, because this is how I got sub 5. And that was it. Thanks, Catnip, for 23 months at tier 3. Hello. There's no alerts, because, yeah, YouTube recording. Yeah, hi. Still nothing. SRD. I would still just finish it. Fantastic, full throttle mad bastards. Working as intended then. Do. Did I ever accidentally turn the gain up on this? Am I really loud? Oh, whatever. Fuck it. Yeah, I guess I'll just start. Where was I? Oh, a lot full metal. Full. Why do I keep saying full metal? A lot of people don't watch streams because of pre-rolls. Definitely a lot. Okay, what do I want to say here? Hello, welcome back. Part 3, let's go. That's about it, right? Yeah, let's go with that. Alright, hello, welcome back. Part 3, no introduction necessary. Let's do it. Monster. Alright, so this mission, it's like a race mission. There's a time limit. But the time limit is so laughably like lenient that it's not really a problem in speedruns, but obviously you still want to go fast. What is there to say about this mission actually? I don't know. You kind of just drive through all the markers with a monster truck. The only vaguely interesting thing is that the monster truck's mechanics, like it doesn't have a handbrake. Instead, oh, drove into a tree. Instead, when you hold spacebar or whatever your handbrake button is, instead you activate four wheel steering, which is like kind of weird. Wow, I'm really messing this up, aren't I? That's definitely some time loss. Whatever. But yeah, that's about it really. It's not that interesting. I think I use it like once, but normally you kind of just want to turn the car around. This hill here, I'm like, there's this crest here, and this goes sharply up. So I'm like driving around that. As you can see, driving around it. What else is there? I'm trying to think. I don't really think there's anything too interesting in this mission. Yeah, here, this rock. I'm going to draw a big circle around the rock. This rock, if you hit it in the wrong way, you can go straight into this water over here, and that's run dead. So don't do that. I hit it, but not in the wrong way. And then sometimes this bridge can screw you as well. Like if you clip like this ledge here, or this, or you hit this, or if you even hit this wrong, right? Sometimes that can send you down into the abyss, which is instantly run over as well. So don't do that. Which I didn't, which is good. Yeah, I think I used 4-wheel steering here. Yep, there I go. 4-wheel steering, incredible. Just turns you around real sharp, I guess. I don't know. Kills you your forwards momentum here. Doing it though. Oh, there is one thing here. So this little town here, this little ghost town, I can't remember what it's called. It's in misappropriation, the guy is here. But there's also, behind this here, there's like a homing rocket launcher. That's my best drawing of a homing rocket launcher. And you want that, there it is, look, you can see it. You want this because in, what's the mission called? Is it Interdiction, I think? Well, in a minute, there's a mission with a bunch of helicopters, and you want to shoot the helicopters. The mission gives you a load of normal rockets, but homing rockets are way better for shooting helicopters. So I get out of the monster truck here to pick them up. But the thing is, in this mission, when you're outside of the monster truck, you have 10 seconds to get back into the truck when you get out. So this can sometimes be... in the past, I used to be way slower, right? So I'd get caught out by this, but nowadays it's like I've got like 5 seconds left before it's, you know, up or whatever. But it is a thing to note. You got to get out pretty quick and grab them and get back in. But I mean, you want to be quick anyway. So yeah, those are the homing rockets. I'll use those later to shoot all the helicopters with. I often get a lot of YouTube comments, people asking me where I get the homing rockets from, and it's because they just skip this boring mission, which I don't blame them, I guess. But yeah, that's where I get them from. There you go. What else though? I'm thinking about skipping forwards. Like, I don't really think there's too much in destroying. Like, there's a few things you want to avoid. There's a hill here that could flip you. I didn't really avoid it and almost got flipped. It is just all sort of that past the rocket launcher, I think. Just a bunch of hills that can flip you. You just drive along them quickly. This here is a bit tricky. Yeah, because of this weird hill as well. It's just all about not getting flipped over and going fast.
Oh, hey, pennies.
Yeah, that's about it, really. Here there's a fence. You can drive through it, but sometimes you flip over, and sometimes you don't. So I don't. That's it. Yeah, easy Beddoes beat. I think you only need to beat Taylor to get onto to pass the mission. I'm not certain. I don't know, but it's really lenient, whatever it is. And yeah, easy beat. Even though I stopped for homing rockets. All right, that's monster. Now we're waiting for the phone call for the next mission. What I'm trying to do here is like stand on top of a thing so that I can cancel the phone call animation, but it doesn't really matter that much. Alright. Next mission. Hijack. Oh yeah, okay. So this mission, you're on a bike. You got Caesar with you. Obviously. This makes you really slow because you can't lean forwards on the bike when you have a passenger. So this is kind of crap. My voice keeps going today, apparently. So it slows you down a lot, but doesn't matter too much. Here, again, I'm pretty sure I explained this. I'm taking the side road here. That's because the side road on this part... Have I explained this yet, actually? I must have, right? Anyway, going along here is faster than going down the road. For whatever reason, driving down this road gives you added wind resistance, like stat or something. I don't know. But driving down this road just slows you down. So you don't do that. You take the side path. So you get here a lot quicker. And because you get here a lot quicker, the truck is like way earlier in the road. Normally it's like way down here or something by the time you get here. But now I'm getting here way faster, so it's like way earlier. And then this is our first instance. Oh, this is not the first instance of pause buffering, but this is another instance of pause buffering. So if you don't like that, don't look. I'll tell you when. I'll have the sound on so you can hear it. But yeah, basically, there's like you've got the truck cabin, right? And Caesar needs to jump into the truck cabin. And there's like I don't know if you can do it on the other side, but at least on the left, there must be like some kind of hitbox or something that you have to stay in. I don't actually quite know how it works, but for however it works, you need to stay alongside, so then Caesar does this animation where he stands on both his feet on the back of the bike like this. So if I go back a bit, see Caesar is like sat down on his butt, and then as you get closer, if I slow it down, as you get closer, he starts to climb up the bike like this, right? So he puts his hand on you or whatever and holds the back. That means he's like, you're not in the right place to jump, but he's trying. And then he gets up higher like this. And then when he stands on the side like that, this is me pause buffering, by the way. When he stands on the side like that, oh, that's a lot of frames of pause buffering. Okay, there we go. When he stands on the side like that, it means you're in the right place. It says hold your position or whatever. As soon as I'm there, I just start pause buffering, which does that. Again, it's like the grenade thing. The vehicles stop moving, but the timer is still counting down for Caesar to jump in. So you need to hold this position for a certain amount of time until Caesar will jump in. By pause buffering here, I can make it so that you stay in the perfect position. If I didn't pause buffer, I'd have to like hold the position as we drive down the road, right? And that would be like annoying. So it's like way faster to do this. And as an added benefit, it means the truck will stop earlier as well. Because now Caesar is like beating up the driver or whatever. They'll keep driving until they reach like a certain, like, I don't know, time threshold happens. And then he'll stop. And then I'm going to try to drive back into the garage, which is like down here. Like it's literally like right here. If you take too long to beat him up or to get Caesar on or whatever, not only you're losing time, obviously, because it's taking a while, but you also travel further down the road, which is worse. So you want to do this as quick as possible, not only because this is as quick as possible, but then you also have the added benefit of, the truck stops earlier. So here he like wiggles left to right when he's doing this. The truck has really weird physics where it like just punts vehicles out of the way. So you need to not get in front of it. Not that it's going to punt you or anything, but it's basically like on rails. You can't really do anything to it. And yeah, because it's on rails or whatever, they scripted this thing in where it just moves the vehicles out of the way. But anyway, here's the thing stopping. I try to get as close to the door as possible while slowing down so that I can like get in it. Get all stuck here. There, get into the truck. I need to do a little bit of reversing. So yeah, this is the bit I'm talking about. This is where I wanted to go. And I want to drive like down here and into the marker that's like right here. If we look at the map, it's like right here. So reverse a bit, go to the right, go down here. There's a million different ways you can go down here. You can go down the road. You can jump over this ramp and onto it. You can drive along this little path. You can go straight across. You can drive down the little path and then go left of the tree. I don't know, I kind of always do a different thing. I don't really... Yeah, apparently I'm going left of the tree this time. You just don't want to detach the trailer. It's not like an instant fail if I detach the trailer or anything like that, but it's obviously slow because then I need to reattach the trailer, which takes forever. Okay, cool. So now I'm running to the garage to get the bike. Yeah, this is when I have the Sanchez instead of the NRG. So if you remember in the last part, I talked about how I took the wrong bike. I should be using the NRG instead of the Sanchez now. So this, I think, probably lost me time. It's hard to know because you drive off-road, right? But here I'm driving on-road, going up this little broken bridge again to jump onto this bridge. It's like the fastest way up it. And then that taxi takes me out. Ooh, this looks like some good time loss. That's some good old-fashioned time loss. Nice. But yeah, I'm supposed to have the faster bike here. It's faster on road, but yeah, debatable off-road or not. We'll see. But driving down the side bit again. Nothing too interesting, just going really fast. And head back to Torino's. Yep, so here there's like, if I go back a bit, I need to be careful with parking the bike here. So in this bit here, so here's the house, right? And then back here is where the mission's gonna spawn me. And then up front is where the cutscene happens. And if the vehicle is like too close to either here or here, it's going to despawn. I'm not sure what the exact radiuses is, so take this drawing with a grain of salt. But basically, I want to always park the vehicle to the side of the house. Because there's like so many different missions you do here and whatnot. It's just always park your vehicle to the side is what I know. So going over here to park my vehicle to the side of the house to make sure it doesn't despawn. Then run over, start the mission. Yeah, this cutscene starts at the front and then ends at the back. So I just run up to the bike again and away I go. Also, side note, small detail. Your radio is always set to WCTR here. No matter what vehicle you get in. Even if it's one you got in before and changed the radio on. I don't know why. But it always sets it to WCTR. Anyway. I don't know why I need to pause the video to do that. Alright, so interdiction. Got to drive to the place and do the thing. So, fastest way there that I know of is across this bridge. And then you do a little jump across here. So there's like, say we're looking top down, right? Here's the bridge or whatever. And you've got the ground here. It looks like this, right? So the ideal way is to jump across like that to go like, you know, here's water or whatever, right? And this is the train tracks. Yeah, perfect. I hope that helps. So I'm going to jump across this little gap here. I do it pretty late. Oh, I don't even try it because I'm scared. But I guess because I'm on the Sanchez. But you can jump across that gap and take like a shortcut there. But yeah, taking it a bit slow. Driving down the roads. Here. This is a fun thing. So this cliff here. That's a good view of it. This cliff here. I'm going to drive straight into this cliff and go up it. So if we look at the mini map, the alternative, if you follow the road, is to turn like 180 and go around like this. Right? Which is really slow. And obviously, I'd rather just straight line it to the marker. So this cliff here looks pretty foreboding. Like if I drive into it, I'm just going to get smushed into the wall or whatever. And obviously I can't really, like this big rock here is obviously shaped like this, I think. Right, like that. So I can't hit that because that's going like that. And then you got all this rock here. Like, yeah, whatever, that's like this. And then you got this cliff here, which is shaped like this. and it's like straight up here, like that. But there is one little triangle here, this triangle here, that is shaped really nicely, and it leans back a lot, like this. So it's more like, yeah, how do I draw this? It's like that, or whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know how to draw that in 2D. But the point is, this triangle here is like a ramp. So I'm aiming straight at this triangle, and I'm going to fly up it. So if we see, can you see this triangle here? It's kind of hard to demonstrate. But this triangle, if I go here, if I go into this area, I drive straight into a wall and just splat or whatever. But like right here, yeah, it's a little up ramp. So go up the ramp like that. Perfect. Just fly straight over it. And if we look at the minimap, skipped like all of this crap here, which is good. And then this is downhill, so you can just cut straight across it. And then just land down here. And voila. Into the marker. So here there's some rockets. These are the rockets they want you to use for the mission, but I got the homing rockets earlier, so I'm not gonna. And there's a bunch of vehicles there they want you to use, but again, I'm not gonna. Screw that. Just drive straight to the marker, up the hill. You go up this hill quite a fair few times in the run, actually. Up we go. This bit here is a little awkward to get up as well. This little... Again, it's like... If I drove into this, probably wouldn't go up it. But then all of the stuff here is like fairly smooth to go up. But this is like a straight down drop or whatever. I think I end up messing this up, yeah. So I could barely get up this, see? And then into this marker. Okay, so a lot is about to happen here. So in this mission, there's 1, 2, 5 helicopters that spawn. And you need to defend a friendly helicopter from them. 2 spawn at the start. And then when you kill one of those, another one spawns. And if you kill the second one, another one spawns, etc. But I'm going to shoot them in a very specific order to do this as quickly as possible. So if I go forwards, so I'm replaying again for speed. Get into the marker. So there'll be a cutscene of a helicopter. Or whatever. Yeah, cutscene. Right, as soon as I spawn, here's the situation. So we've got friendly helicopter here, and 2 helicopters on the north of it, or whatever. So I'm going to switch to my homing rockets as I turn around. And I have a choice between this helicopter and the other helicopter over here or whatever. I'm not going to shoot this helicopter first. Because the way the pathing works is that the helicopters do like sweeping circles around your helicopter. So this one's going to go like this, and then like this, and then like this or whatever. Like that, something like that. It's kind of random how it works. But they do just like sweep past the helicopter. So if I shoot a homing rocket at this one, it's going to fly out or whatever. And this helicopter is going like this direction. And it's going to fly straight past my helicopter. So if I was to shoot a rocket at this, I just shoot my own helicopter basically. Because this one flies over the top of my helicopter, and then the rocket just hits my friendly helicopter. So what I'm doing instead is I'm going to shoot the left one here. So I instantly shoot the left one, and this one's just like dawdling or whatever. It doesn't sweep. So we shoot the left one as soon as it locks on, like that. And then I turn to the right, and you see, this is what I'm talking about. This helicopter is flying past my friendly one. So then I'm aiming at this one now, and by the time I've locked on, I can shoot again, and it's free of the other helicopter. Meanwhile, the first one's died. The first one's died, and another one spawned. And then that one blows up, and I'm running over here while I'm waiting for them to blow up. These helicopters, as you can see, spawn absolutely miles away, but because they're still loaded, you can actually target them way early. So I run over here, target whatever helicopter it wants to target, and then I shoot one rocket. Now, in Los Venturas, I'm not going to buy any weapons, and because of because of the Da Nang Fang in San Fierro, I really don't have any weapons. I have like a katana, some Tech 9, and the homing rockets I have, and that's about it, right? But the guys in the helicopters, they carry AK-47s. So you see this helicopter just died right now. I'm timing it so this helicopter's just died. And the guys in the helicopters dropped their AK-47 on the ground. And this AK-47 stays here for a really short time. But I have time to go pick it up. And because of the order that I shot the helicopters in, this helicopter is like just barely above this ledge here. So the AK-47 actually lands on this ledge. Otherwise, if it was like over the ledge, it would have gone way down here where I couldn't have picked it up right. But this helicopter just died while it was still above this ledge. And I can run over and get the AK-47 ammo. And this is enough ammo for the rest of the run. So I picked that up. I switched to the homing rockets before I picked it up, so I didn't get switched weapon. And now, you see, here's the rocket I shot. And it's still, like, chasing this helicopter. But I'm going to shoot at it again, because it's just the first helicopter I saw. Turn around and aim at it. Now, there's also another complication here. My Sanchez is here, right? You can just about make it out here. Do you see it? If I were to just turn this way and aim, you aim at the Sanchez because it's the closest flipping vehicle and it's really annoying. So I have to aim at this helicopter before it manages to fly over to here. Otherwise I have to do some janky like side of the screen crap to get it to work. Anyway, I shoot at that one, and then again I quickly turn around and aim at this one before it has a chance to get behind my Sanchez. So I aim and shoot at that one, and then I'm shooting at this one, and there we go. And they should both die like that. Now there's one more helicopter that will spawn. So again, I'm running over here, and I've got like 5 ammo left. So I basically just use all but 2 of it here. I just pump out bullets, I think. I don't quite remember how many I use. Yeah, I use all but 2. And now I'm going to try to run over here and pick up these rockets. I'm basically just waiting for that helicopter to blow up. So there's like some spare rockets here, and I can pick them up if I get there. But it doesn't really matter. If I don't do it, it's like I'm not going to run out of rockets in Los Venturas, because I'm going to go pick up some more in a bit. Oh, okay, I decided to pick them up anyway. Whatever. But anyway, here's the Sanchez. Now I'm on a timer. So the contraband from the helicopter has been dropped off, and it's like parachuting all the way to like the coast or whatever. And I can drive straight to the coast right now, but I'd have to just wait for this to slowly parachute its way down over to it. So instead, what I'm going to do while I'm waiting is I'm going to go pick up more rockets. So if you remember at the start of this mission, there were like, well, not the start, but there was like some rockets in the hut or whatever near those other vehicles down here. I'm going to go pick them up now, because these are like 50 rockets, these 50 RPGs, and there's the ones I picked up on the hill were 20. So I get these 50 rockets, and now I have like tons of rockets for the rest of Los Venturas. I'll switch to a minigun eventually, but for now I'm just gonna spam these rockets through Los Venturas. And again, I'm not losing any time to do this, because I'm just waiting for the contraband to fall anyway, so there's like no reason not to. As long as I don't get like knocked off my bike or whatever. There's also some armor in one of the planes over here, but I don't bother with that. So drive up over here. Yeah, here's the contraband parachuting down. I know exactly where it's going to go, so I'm carefully parking the bike. Again, I don't want to... There's like a despawn zone like around here that I don't want the bike to be in, so I just park it far away so it doesn't. And then I stand... I don't know. Roughly where I think it's going to be. Yeah, a little bit more forwards. It falls so slowly, you've got so much time to get it if you're fast enough. So yeah, that's interdiction. Watch the little cutscene, and then just drive back to the hideout, which is like the little town over here or whatever. Why does it do this? I really should have stopped using VLC for this video. Yeah, drive over here. Again, avoiding the bumps and hills and stuff, so that the bike doesn't get thrown off or whatever. Or I don't get thrown off the bike even. Now, there's a slight thing here. So, you need to... Here's this little hut or whatever. This is where you need to take it. This is like a garage door that like opens up. And there's a little red marker inside. If you drive the bike into there, into the red marker, the bike will stay inside at the end of the mission or get despawned or whatever. I don't know. You can't get the bike again is the point. But there's a trick to like scrape along the side of the building. So like the building's like this. If you scrape along the side of the building, you can just about hit the red marker. And then the bike will stay outside of the hut after the mission, and you can use it again. And we used to like then drive the bike all the way to Torino's house or whatever. But nowadays, now we have Katie, we're just gonna death warp instead. So I think I actually just drive straight in. Yeah, I time it so that I'm there when the door opens or whatever. I'm like going slow enough. If I was going a bit faster, I could have scraped along the side instead because I would spend time waiting for the door to open. But obviously here that doesn't matter. So I just drive in, and then again, like earlier, like in Badlands, when I was death warping there, there's like imaginary lines around like your distance to the hospital. So there's a hospital like over here or whatever in the top left of the map, or I don't know, vaguely top left. It's where Barbara is or whatever, that little town, I don't know what it's called. But there's also a hospital like way down here in Los Venturas, right? And I want to go to Los Venturas. Not Los Venturas, sorry. No, that's wrong. Not Los Venturas. I wonder where the line is then. I don't actually know where the line is. But anyway, there's a hospital in the desert over here and another one over here. I don't know where either of these towns are called. But I want to go to this one. So I could just death warp as soon as I pass the mission. So as soon as I drive into here, I could turn around and death warp on this building, right, with the rockets I got. But then I would go to this hospital over here, so I've got to run across the road, vaguely over this way, and then blow myself up facing the other way, so I'd go this way. Otherwise I'd fly the other way, right, in the explosion. And yeah, and then just teleport to the Panopticon, or whatever. I don't know, wherever the hell this is. Yeah, and then just steal the first fastest vehicle I see and drive over to Torino's place. Yeah, this death warp's kind of weird. It's like you give up your fast vehicle, which is either an NRG or a Sanchez, but you're like, you know, teleporting to Torino's house, so you save time going to Torino's house, but you then have to... This is Verdant Meadows, which is just a mission where you have to go buy the airstrip. So now you have to use whatever random vehicle you got to go buy the airstrip. So there's another point in the run where what random vehicle you get is important. Thankfully, I spawned and saw a bike, so I just instantly stole it. I don't really care what kind of bike it is. A bike is fast. So yeah, got the Wayfarer, and I'm driving there now, obviously. Getting off the train tracks as quick as possible, because driving on train tracks is slow, because it slows you down, the terrain or whatever. And it started raining in the desert, which kind of sucks. I guess it does sometimes rain in the desert, but still pretty slow. Yeah, and then just trying to find like the smooth roads and driving over to the airstrip. I couldn't think then. The airstrip's where I'm driving to. Now I don't remember if I successfully do it in this run, but when you jump off the bike, like CJ does like an animation of jumping off or whatever, you can actually buy you see the little marker here. You can actually buy the property while you're doing the animation and like stumbling and stuff. So I'm trying to like line up and do it at the same time. I don't know if I do. Let's see. If I jump off. Yeah, I do. I get it. See? So I'm doing the jumping off animation, but I buy the property. So then I'm spending the stumbling animation waiting for this cutscene to end anyway. And I bought it a bit quicker, right? So tiny little thing there. And then I fuck up the stairs and immediately ruin all of the time I just saved from it. Okay, flight school. You may think this is boring, but there are a few things to do. So take off, obviously this is just pretty standard, just take off and fly to the place as quick as possible. Nothing super interesting here, and you get gold or whatever. Yep, so the menuing here, oh, I'm playing replays as well. But the menuing here is space to continue, which takes you to like the next challenge or whatever, and it's like land plane, and then you just spam space again and then go through it. So landing the plane is kind of interesting. So when you do these ones, you always get given like a red marker to land in here, and the closer to this red marker the better for your rating, and also the angle of your plane, like left and right like this, is important. So dead straight is good. But the thing is, we don't care about gold medals. We just want bronzes and get through it as quick as possible. And it's actually legal to land like, I'm not sure how much, but like pretty much anywhere on the runway is like legal to land on. So what I'm doing is I'm immediately slowing down the plane as much as possible, and I'm just slamming it down onto the runway instantly to just get the bronze medal and just land. I take some damage, but thankfully not enough to ruin it. And yeah, my position score is terrible, but it doesn't matter. I did it quickly. That's all we care about. Here, look, I mess up the menuing here. So let's go forwards a bit. So this menuing here is really awkward. So I'm pressing space, right, to get back into the flight menu. But the next challenge is circle airstrip. And with circle airstrip, you have to press space, but then you have to press left or right to choose whether you go like clockwise or counterclockwise circle around the course. I don't really care which. I don't even remember which one I pressed by default. Probably left. But it's like I mess up here because I press space too early and it doesn't trigger, and then I press left and then I go to land plane like this, and then I'm like spamming space or whatever. But thankfully I don't go into it, and then yeah, here's this menu. I managed to successfully click counterclockwise. Yeah, that's mildly annoying. And then you got this one where you just drive around in circles or whatever. Yeah, it's just chill. And then you got circle airstrip and land, which is the same thing with the same menu problem. But this one is landing. So again, I'm just landing as quick as possible because I don't care about gold, so I just want bronzes. I just need to do good enough to get a bronze. There we go, like that. Helicopter takeoff. This one is kind of interesting. So what it wants you to do is it wants you to take off and go vertically upwards until you reach like a certain height or whatever, and then it spawns like a ring and tells you to turn around and fly through the ring. But obviously going straight up to a point and then turning around and flying to a place is kind of slow. I want to gain height and travel to the ring at the same time. So I instantly turn around, I'm gaining height, and I'm going this way. But the problem is, you can't see the ring until you're high enough. And if I just keep going, if I go too far forwards, I'm going to fly past the ring, and I'm not going to trigger it because I'm not high enough. And if I just gain height, then I'm just going to go too high and lose like forward speed or whatever. So I have to like try to time it to like, yeah, this is pretty terrible, but I'm trying to time it so like, I'm going high enough and forwards enough to like hit them both at the same time. But yeah, I don't quite do it there. I just play it safe, go high enough so that I can see it, and then fly into it. But if you're really optimal, you would travel like perfect diagonal line towards it, right? Again, landing, just you have to get close enough until the red marker appears, and then I can land the helicopter. So I fly forwards until I see the red marker, and then just instantly like stop. I'm completely ignoring the subtitles and just doing whatever, because I know what it wants me to do. Bronze again, doesn't matter. Right, destroy targets. So I instantly switch to first person and just fly forwards. People have different strategies for this. I'm going to use rockets. Some people like to use miniguns, but I'm just going to use rockets and just time my rocket shots. So just lining up, flying forwards, shooting these three things like that. And then as soon as I fired the last rocket, I instantly start turning to the right. So if we look again, rocket here. I set several rockets to that first one. As soon as I know I've hit that one, I'm like spinning around. And then I'm heading for the two cars that drive around. I switch to third person so I can turn around, and then switch to first again so I can shoot. And again, I'm just like, I know that these guys, they drive around in like circles. I don't know their full path, but I know that they at least do like this much or whatever. and this guy does like this. So maybe it's just a big circle they do. I'm not really certain. I only know the first few seconds because that's when I blow them up, right? But I know where they're going to go. They do like a circle. So I aimed, if we go back, I'm like pre-aiming at the guy. Let's have a look. So here, look, I know he's going to end up over here. So I'm like aiming way to the right and then shooting. And then I've already shot, and then I'm like going to aim at this one, like over here. Or not, just aim directly at it. Oh, it's going really slowly up the hill, I see. Yeah, okay. It's hard to like, it's hard to, one, remember what I do in the run, and two, know what to do without actually being the one doing it, because it's a lot of muscle memory, right? So sometimes I say something and then it's not actually right. Because, I don't know, I just muscle memory it. Okay, and then again, land on the runway as quick as possible, but I do have to make it face straight, because again, the rotation is important. So I have to face vaguely straight, or it's not going to be good enough, even, you know, even with landing this far out the marker. So have to land straight, but that's about it. And loop-to-loop, I just go into first person, hold W. You do need to tap down at least once or twice, because otherwise you fly like through the top or whatever. I don't think I'd actually do it here. No, I get away with it. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing really that interesting. Just hold down and then stop and then pointing straight towards it. Just hit it as early as possible. And then the next one's just the aileron roll. Again, yeah, here I go. I had to go down because I'm going too high. But just aileron roll. I'm using first person so I can see exactly where I'm going. Yeah, like that. Good. Gold. And then parachute onto target is pretty simple. I just hold W until... You see when the clouds disappeared like this? My reference is when the tip of your marker on the minimap, when it gets in line with like this line here, or maybe a tiny bit earlier than that, that's when I pull the chute. Yeah, so it's a bit earlier. So it's like, whoopsie. So it's like, yeah, I'm a bit early here, but just somewhere around there. Like in between these two lines, I guess, would be, yeah, where I would do it. Anywhere there. So as I'm skydiving, I'm just holding forwards as quick, like as much as possible. So I skydive as quick as possible. And then when I reach that point, I just pull the parachute and then I just modulate, like leaning and not leaning to make it to the thing. And again, don't care about golds. I just want to get bronze and get on my way. So I just land like right at the edge of it is the goal here. Like that. There we go. Good. Silver still, whatever. And that's flight school. And jump over the railing. And run to NOE. So this is the flying mission. Yeah, get into the plane. So the problem here is... Oops, nice one, Josh. Good time loss. The problem here is I'm stuck in first person again. So I have to... Not stuck, but I'm in first person. So I have to try to sort the camera out while taking off. So I know where I need to go. It's like straight that way. So there's no like going down the runway or anything. I just fly straight towards it. But you have like the plane carcasses around. So it's kind of sketchy. But there's a bit of a gap there you can get through. And then you've got the whole SAM sites over here that will shoot like rockets at you. Or me. But I'm flying to the right of those. And then I basically just take the straightest path I can. So that's like straight through here. I don't even care about the visibility bar or anything like that. Like I try to stay low, but it's really not important. If a Hydra spawns, the worst it can do is slow me down because I have to dodge its rockets. That's about it. So yeah, flying over the river here, just going straight towards it. Then come over to this. I'm going to fly around the hill because you have to like go up and then down. It's kind of slow. So just fly straight around the hill. And then through this. And then through this little carved out part where the road is. And then here. This is awkward because I want to turn around as soon as possible. But obviously if I turn around too early, I won't actually hit the marker. So that was pretty late actually. I could have started turning around earlier. But you want to like turn around as you hit that marker, but not miss it, because then you need to do like a 360 and go back or whatever. 180, whatever. And then, yeah, also the trees, right? The fucking invisible trees. I know where all the trees spawn around here, and I'm just flying around them and just avoiding them, right? And following, like, the roads and stuff to make sure I don't get, you know, surprised by an invisible tree in my face. Okay, flying even more. Yeah, exactly the same route back, pretty much. Except I fly over this instead of around it. Just because it's a bit smoother to go up here. Don't really lose that much time. And then back down. And then straight over the hill. And now here, you can do a thing here where as soon as you land, you can get out of the plane. And you can, like, move while Torino's talking to you or whatever. Or skip it or something like that. I've only ever done it once. But it's like frame perfect plane exit or something. I don't know. I've never pulled it off. Well, I pulled it off once, sorry. I hardly ever pull it off. But, yeah, here I don't get it. I don't get out of the plane, so I have to sit in it and wait for the voice line. But that's NOE. Now it's time for stowaway. This one's really short. Just, you're on the bike instantly. Just drive diagonally. So I know the plane is going to take off this way, right? So I want to, like, intercept it by going, like, this way. I also want to avoid all the guys, and I want to avoid the barrels that, like, roll out of the plane. So keep to the side, go as fast as possible, and then just, like, drift into the... You see how I've, like, angled this perfectly. Drift into the ramp and hit it. And then the video breaks. Interesting. Okay. Then in here, so when you're in the plane, if you shoot any, like, object in the plane... I'm not going to draw every object, but if you shoot any object in the plane, or the plane itself, you'll blow up and die and fail. The plane will blow up, and you'll die and fail the mission. But you can shoot people. If you shoot a person, you're not shooting the plane, and it's fine. Also, I want to slide here, so I'm going to slide up, and then you got this guy with the parachute, so I just headshot him. Don't miss, because if you miss, run over, right? Shoot him. So annoyingly, these barrels get me, which is kind of, yeah, pretty annoying. And then you can see here, I was about to set up the slide again. So I'm sliding, right? And I get knocked over, and then I'm about to set up the slide again, but then I realize it's a terrible idea, because when you pick up this parachute, it switches to it. It, like, forcibly switches to it, and you can't not use the parachute. So, yeah, you see here, even though I'm, like, holding a gun, it switched me to the parachute. So then I instantly switch back to the AK, and now, when you start this mission, it gives you a satchel. What you're supposed to do is throw, like, a satchel. You're supposed to throw a satchel down, and then jump out of the plane, and then a cutscene starts, and the plane blows up, right? And it's like CJ presses the button while he's skydiving or whatever. But you don't actually need to do that, and I want to use the satchel later. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to intentionally shoot the plane. So I slide all the way to the back, right? And right before I'm about to fall out, there it is, I shoot the plane and then instantly fall out of it. If I skydive out of the plane without throwing the satchel or blowing it up, it's a really slow mission fail animation. So I need to not miss this shot either. But if I take too long, I'm going to blow up inside the plane and die, which is bad. But managed to time that perfectly. It's not that hard. I'm making it sound a lot harder than it is, but it isn't. Just shoot the plane and then instantly skydive out of it. And then, yeah, have a nice, really long skydive to the ground. And absolutely nothing interesting happens. Well, okay, I'm vaguely interesting. I'm traveling east to go to Los Venturas. That's about it. Just follow this road east. Why does the video keep freezing? Okay, cool. And then here, again, it's looking for random vehicles time. And there's like a bunch to choose from. There's Sanchez's, which are obviously fast because they're bikes. But then there's also taxis and police cars, because there's a trick you can do to skip a cutscene when you drive to when you drive to the Red Dragons casino. But I think I picked Sanchez here. I don't think I switched to the taxi behind it. No, I take the Sanchez. Sure, I won't get to skip the cutscene, but, you know, Sanchez is fast, so it's fine. If there was a police car, that'd be the best of both worlds, but yeah, there wasn't, so I just... Well, not one I saw. So I just take the Sanchez, and then I drive south to get onto the highway, or what's the other one? I don't remember. Whatever. The motorway. I'm on the motorway. Oh yeah, that happens. I forgot about that. I always get knocked off my bike a whole bunch. And yeah, just cut in the corner a bit, and then drive to Los Venturas. So here, when I get like around this corner-ish, a cutscene will play. Yeah, I played a replay into it to make it a little faster. Yeah, this cutscene you can skip if you hold... If you're in a police car or a taxi or whatever side mission vehicle, if you hold the side mission start button, when you drive into that marker, it will force you to release all the buttons you're holding. So you'll release the button, and then the side mission will start and like cancel that cutscene, and then you can like cancel the side mission and keep driving or whatever. Now, I answered a phone call as soon as I got off. I think it was just a Catalina phone call. Maybe I did need to answer it, actually. Yeah, it's the... Is it the Red Dragon's phone call? No, it isn't. It is a Catalina phone call. I didn't need to answer that. Okay, whatever. Anyway. In the casino... This is when I need to explain sprintable objects. So... okay. So here, there's several objects in front of me. Let's play it a bit more. Oh, whatever, that's good enough. There's several objects. We've got these stairs, and they're their own object, right? And then you've got this whole, like, floor section, and that's, like, its own object. And then you've got, like, this platform thing that's, like, its own object. And then there's more stairs around here and stuff like that. All of these objects have different properties. Now, most people think that you just can't sprint indoors, except in Caligula's Casino for some reason. And that's mostly true, but it's that all of these objects aren't sprintable for some reason. It's like the object that has a property, whether it's sprintable or not. These stairs and this platform are sprintable, but the floor isn't. So I take a very specific route here. I run along these stairs, and I'm sprinting, and then I can jump onto this sprintable platform, and then I'm sprinting again, and then I can jump across this platform and land across the floor even, and land on these stairs, which are sprintable again. So then I sprint, but then I'm in like no man's land, so I just have to jump across this floor a bit until I get to these stairs again, and then I can sprint again. And that's the fastest way through the casino to the marker. You'd think that just like, you know, going like left here or whatever, like left here and around would be better. But it's actually faster to run around like this because, yeah, you can sprint on some of these surfaces, just not all of them. For whatever reason, who knows. Ah, yes, this guy. Okay, so in this mission, you need to scare this guy. And there's a scarometer thing. For whatever reason, I'm not going to pause it. For whatever reason, if you drift to the left... and only to the left, to the right does not work. If you drift to the left, the scarometer goes up. Not really sure. Probably something to do with like angle calculation or whatever, like drifting left makes the number bigger while drifting right makes the number smaller. I don't know. For whatever reason, this guy is scared of left turns. So this is the fastest way to do this. You just drive around the casino, build up momentum, and just turn left. And then you can just drive here. There's an alternate strat where you can just do like ovals in the car park, and it's safer because you're not going to hit anything, but it is slower. So it's better to just drive around the casino like that. And yeah, that's that mission. You just drift left and it scares him. I think in the mobile version, they fixed drifting left. And it's way harder to scare him because of that. I think I remember when I did the Ouya run, it was like terrible trying to scare that guy. Alright, short throat rest and to the next mission. Again, taking the same path, avoiding all the non-sprintable objects. Like that, very good. Alright, explosive situation. Looking for a fast car. I find a ZR, which is good. So, Yeah, and I'm getting hit by traffic or whatever. So in this mission, you need to go to a place, steal some stuff, and drive out. This is when the first big mistake of this run happens, like the really big mistake, like minute plus time loss mistake. But we'll get there in a sec. So, got to drive into this marker, and then it like teleports you inside the quarry, outside of the car, so you then have to get back into the car. And then I'm just gonna yeet it down the hill, and I'm heading towards the dump truck or whatever here. So you've got these 4 yellow boxes, one here, and there's 2 off camera. Like, oh no, one's over here, and there's another one held by a forklift over in this area. And the only way that you could trigger these boxes to like explode and give you the dynamite is with this dump truck. So this dump truck cannot get destroyed or you fail the mission. Like the it says mission failed and you can't continue. So you have to be careful with this dump truck. I'm not very careful with it there and almost blow if the ZR gets stuck underneath it, it'll blow up, which is annoying. And it will destroy the dump truck. The dump truck isn't explosion proof or anything like that. It's just a normal vehicle. So you gotta be really careful. So what I'm doing is I'm like, CJ's sat like here, right? He's sat like this. Very good. Driving the truck. So when he gets out, he'll get out to the left. So I'm using the left front wheel to destroy the boxes. So left front wheel to destroy the boxes. I get out, run over to it, run back in, right? That's the fastest way of doing it. So over to here. Crush that box. Yeah, it's kind of underneath the rear wheel, but it doesn't matter. Just, I need enough speed to be able to break it, but the dump truck slows down really slowly. And then this is the scary part. So there's a forklift here, and if you drive into the forklift, it can flip over and blow up and stuff. And that can destroy the dump truck, which fails the mission. Even if you pick up the last detonite, like that, once you get 4 sticks of 4, if the dump truck explodes during this period where nothing happens, you'll still fail the mission. So that's why I like reversed the dump truck away from the forklift in case it was going to blow up, just to make sure I wasn't going to fail there. Alright, and then waiting again, just waiting for the mission to trigger, and then onto the Sanchez. Now here comes the big major mistake. So it wants you to follow the markers to get out of the quarry, and they've like locked the doors or whatever with guards. So what you're supposed to do is drive into these markers like this and like follow it up a really elaborate path that goes up these like dirt transfers. I don't know what these things are called. Conveyor belts, whatever they are. You're supposed to drive up them, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is drive around here, and there's several other ways to get out of this, and I do eventually use an alternate, but this is the fast way. So what you're supposed to do is this section here. You've got like this cliff here, and then this cliff like this, with another little cliff behind it like that. And then this is like fairly steep like this. This is like really steep. And then this is like fairly steep here as well. The plan here... Oh, and then like, yeah, it goes like this here and whatever. The plan here is to drive along the edge here and like just balance your bike on the wall here and like wall ride the Sanchez up and over the edge of the hill. And then you can drive to the left and there's like a little low part of the fence. The fence is like this. There's like a low down part of the fence with the hill that you can drive over the fence and get out, and it will trigger everything just fine. All you need to do is get to the guy with the waiting for you to detonate or whatever. So that's what I'm going to try to do is drive along this and then like get up over here. You just have to like wall ride along all this stuff. But I really struggle with this trick for some reason. I just can't wrap my head around it. So I almost have it here, but then my bike like falls down a little bit like that. I think I'm going too fast there. So I messed that up, but the problem is you can't go too fast because you'll fly off the wall. You can't go too slowly because then you'll slide down it. You can't hit... If I go back, I need to play this in slow motion. You can't hit the side wall because then you'll like bounce off of it. So I have to like, right here, there's like this point right here. And there's like another wall here and then this little seam like this that goes down. And if you hit this wall, you just bounce off. But if you're too far to the right, you'll just fall down the cliff, obviously. So you have to like really carefully balance yourself through here. But you have to do it decently fast. So I try to do it here, but I'm too far to the left and I scrape the wall. And I sort of don't really get bounced off, actually. But what the hell happens here? Oh, I see. I fly off the... I think I know what's going to happen, and it doesn't happen. So I actually don't scrape the wall too much here. But what I do instead is I'm just too eager and I just go too far left and too fast. And as I fly over this lip, I lose traction and then I can't get up here. And I fail it again. Yeah. This is great fun, analysing my fails. Yeah, this is the biggest mistake. Well, this is the second biggest mistake in the run. What do I do here? Too far to the right. You see this seam here? Yeah, I need to be on the other side of the seam, and I wasn't. So, too far to the right, and I fell down. And this is, like, costing loads of time, obviously. Yeah, and then eventually I just decide to go do the old strategy, the backup. So, here, there's 1, 2, and then over here, 3, 4 guys with shotguns, like automatic shotguns that will kill you really quickly if you're not careful. I need to kill them, so I'm killing them from a distance with the AK-47 like this. And I'm just going to slide past them like that. Yeah, oh, they don't have auto shotguns, they just have regular shotguns. Still, they're scary. So kill those guys, and then run up to this fence. But this fence is blocked, right? The gate is closed, there's no way out. You could do a pretty clever trick here. So you see how the fence goes downwards like this? If you stand here, sprint like one step, and then jump, you can gain just enough distance and height to be like climbing over this lower part of the fence. So if I play it in slow motion, I just gain enough height to climb this here. If I was to just jump at this, I wouldn't be able to get over it because it's too high. So by doing like an angled jump like that, I can like climb out. But the problem with this strategy is I need to kill some dudes. You can ignore them, but it's risky. And then you lose your Sanchez, and you have to take the burrito or whatever this is called. And this is slow, obviously. And then overall, this lost me like a minute, maybe more. I'm not 100% certain. But I lost a lot of time here. This was like, yeah, one of the biggest mistakes of the run. Second biggest mistake of the run, I'd say. They're both in Los Venturas, annoyingly. So yeah, I lost a lot of time there. And I'm losing even more time now because I got to drive back on the slower vehicle instead of the Sanchez. Also, I hit that wall, which was really stupid. I knew it was there. I just drove into it like a dummy. And then I get stuck in this traffic jam, which is fantastic. Alright, anyway, continuing on. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just sliding around with this crappy van. So, into the thing, again, sprinting the very specific way, like that. And the next mission is... I can't remember the name of it. So this mission, you need to go to a place and blow up a bunch of machines. And this is where the Sultan replay is really important, by the way. Because this car is, 1, really fast, and 2, I'm going to need it for the next mission. Anyway, this mission, driving along the motorway, because this is like the fastest way to get there. I end up you take this section a lot. So you've got like the airport, right, which like takes up a ton of room here, like this. And there's lots of stuff you want to do like over here behind the airport or whatever. So there's this section here with this like clover leaf or whatever it's called that goes around the airport like this and around this hospital. This is like the fastest way to get over to the west side of Los Venturas from the casino. is you drive all the way up the motorway and then like along here. And you end up doing this drive a lot, even like going to Caligula's Casino. Yeah, so then along here, and then you take a shortcut diagonally across this bit to go over to here, and then there's like a destructible fence here. So I end up taking this route loads. Back in ye olden days, it was like a real pain in the ass trying to drive around Los Venturas, because navigating it is like, it's loads of boxes that don't line up, and you're doing loads of unnecessary turns, and you can't get any speed or whatever. So this is like the straightest, linest speed way through Los Venturas that you can get. And here is this mission. So, gotta climb over this fence. Now, there's several ways to like trigger the next part of the mission. There's like this hitbox here, right? It's a box. Well, that's a terrible box, but you get the idea. There's a hitbox here. And if any projectile or you enters this box, the next part of the mission will play. Or if you alert these guards, the next part of the mission, blah, blah, blah. The fastest way to do it is to just shoot a rocket, because rockets travel faster than you. And you see the cutscenes playing because the rocket's there. And it teleports me over here. A lot is going to happen here, so I'm going to have to do this slowly. But basically, there's a bunch of guys everywhere and a bunch of machines. And I need to blow up the machines and get out as quickly as possible. And I have a ton of rockets, and I'm going to start spamming them. So, yeah, little cutscene. So, as soon as I spawn, change off of the rocket for some reason. I don't know. I'm turning around is the first thing I'm going to do. Oh, I'm sprinting, I see. Alright, sprint away, switch the rockets once I'm aiming. So these two guys, shoot a rocket at them. Like that. Instantly turned. You see, I've like pre-scripted all this in my head. Shoot like, there's a guy like here who's running this way with a gun. So I shoot this box, which will kill this guy. There he is. So I shoot here, which kills him. Then there's a guy here, I think, somewhere there. And there's one of the machines I need to blow up here. So I need to aim at this machine, which will blow up and kill that guy. There he is. So then I'm going to keep a tally. Then that's one machine I've blown up. There's a reason I'm keeping a tally. I'll get there. And then up here, there's like a bunch of dudes. Some of them have shotguns. And there's like a guy with an auto shotgun, like running along this balcony as well. So I shoot up here, like right there. There's one of the guys running. And then shoot down here at this machine, which also helps kill these guys. So then, oh, that's one. There's two machines I've shot. Somehow this guy survives. I don't quite understand how. Yeah, here's the guy with the auto shotgun. It's really important to kill him, because enemies with auto shotguns will just insta-kill you, basically, if you don't have, like, full health and armor. So I have to kill this guy before he shoots me, or I'm just dead. So he's priority number one. I get him, he falls over and dies. So that's good. And then sprinting again, and then running over here. And then I'm going to shoot in between these two machines like this. Like that. And then I'm going to aim at this one. And then these two machines blew up. So then that's 4. And then I'm going to shoot that machine over there. So that will be... Whoa, I've suddenly forgotten how to draw a 5. 5. And then shoot these two machines. Yeah, so that goes to like 7 or whatever. It doesn't really matter at this point. And then shoot this machine. So that goes to 8. And then shoot this machine. And that's 9, which is all of them. And then I can progress. So then I'm running out. There's a car that spawns on the right. But I'm going to get out before it. There it is. You can see the headlights. And then run away. Now, that looks pretty self-explanatory. Why am I counting how many machines I've destroyed? That's because in this mission, there's like... There's a bit of scripting that keeps track of how many machines you've blown up and triggers certain things when that happens. So, how do I do this? So once you've blown up 3 machines, a guy will spawn with a shotgun outside. Right, he has big, scary shotgun. Rah. And he spawns outside and will fuck you up, basically. Once you've destroyed 5, that's not a 5 machines, the car will spawn, and they'll come and try to kill you, and there's like 4 guys in the car. And once you've killed, I think it's 5 anyway, that number might be right, might be wrong, but 3 is definitely right. And once you've killed 9 machines, then yay, you did it, right? You can leave. So there's like scripting that keeps track of how many machines you've blown up and then do certain things during it. Now, if you pay attention here, so let me go forwards a bit. I don't really look, do I? Oh, this is a bit awkward. The guy that spawns is supposed to spawn on top of this ledge. A man will spawn, like the third man will spawn with a really scary shotgun. And if you try to run out, he'll just insta-kill you. And it's like terrible. Like if I was here and he was there aiming at me, I'd be dead right now. But there's like a weird quirk in this mission. And if there's any programmers listening, they'll get what I'm saying. But the way the mission detects checks how many you've blown up is kind of flawed. So they check if you've blown up, I don't know about 9, but for 5, for spawning the car, they check if you've blown up greater than or equal to 5 machines. So if the car hasn't spawned and I've blown up 5 or more machines, the car will spawn and it will like drive, you know, out here or whatever and come shoot you. But the man only spawns if you've killed exactly 3 machines, right? Do you see where I'm going with this? The mission checks if you've destroyed 3 machines, and if you have, it spawns the man. But it checks if you've destroyed 5 or more machines before it kills the car. Now, if you refer back to the number of machines I've killed, I never killed 3. I went 1, 2, 4, 5, right? So if we go back here, I specifically shoot 1 machine here, then I kill these guys. Then 1 machine here, so that's 2, and then I kill that guy. And I'm very careful not to blow up this machine here. And then I run around, and then I blow up these 2 machines on the same frame. I've never destroyed 3 machines, right? I went 1, 2, 4, and I never blew up 3. So the man with the really big gun never spawns. Yeah, that's my best gun drawing. There you go. So that was a really, really little minor thing, but that makes this mission way better. Because dealing with that guy was such a pain in the ass. He like spawns here with the auto shotgun. It's like you can kill him, but if you're stood at the front and you just shoot 3 machines and then he spawns, he just kills you. The car isn't that much of a problem because I'm faster than it. If you like watch, you can see the headlights here. I'm like leaving before it even gets here, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's like very important to destroy the machines like carefully there. You have to skip 3 machines, otherwise the guy with the gun spawns. Yeah, and that's what I was doing there. Let's see. I'm gonna drive back, so I'm taking like the same route I normally take. Oh, nice driving. So again, I cut across through this fence. It's exactly the same route, just in reverse. Cut across this fence, drive around the airport. Yeah, hit that guy. Go down the motorway, and then turn like left through these fences into the mission marker. For some reason, this mission ends in like over here in the car park for some reason. I guess it's because they want to have the car drive out without you being in the way. But how did CJ know to park over there? Alright, cutscenes, whatever. Alright, next. So, I have a Sultan, but it's kind of wrecked. In this mission, I need to rescue Paul and Maka. Oh yeah, and I get a fresh Sultan here. I need to rescue Paul and Maka, and they're in, like, the desert, like, way out here. The route's not too interesting. Way out here they are. In order to rescue them, you need to have a 3 or more seats in your car, right? And the Sultan, if you remember, it's in the replay that I made way back in Badlands. This is the fastest 4-door car in the game. So this is like the perfect, and it's off-road as well because it's like a rally car, right? So this is the perfect vehicle to come rescue them with, and this is a really long drive. Like I'm coming all the way from the Red Dragons Casino, all the way to here, and then I'm driving all the way like to the Snake Farm, and then all the way back to Los Venturas. So it's like really important to have a Sultan here, and that's again where the replays come into it. I can like get the Sultan to pretty reliably spawn by using the replays when I start Red Dragon Casino missions. So that's why the Sultan is a very important vehicle in that replay, and that replay is carried all the way to here. If we couldn't reliably get a Sultan, then we'd have to go back to really old strats, where we use like a helicopter to fly all the way over here, get them and fly all the way to the Snake Farm and then all the way back. But the Sultan is like faster than the helicopter. So yeah, that's why that replay is important and why I'm still using it now. Then here, there's like 4 guys here that you need to kill. If you don't kill them, they'll get into these things, these vehicles, and chase you. And then if you still don't kill them, when you get back to the casino, a cutscene will play where you then have to kill them at the casino. But they're all right here now, and rather than doing all that, watching extra cutscenes, I'm just going to kill them. So I just switch to the rocket launcher. I aim high up so that I won't kill Paul, Macca, and me, but I will kill these 4. So I aim like high enough up that those guys die, but Paul and Macca are alright. And then I just get into the car. And then here you get different wanted level based on whether there's a cop car driving past or not. If there is a cop car driving past, you'll get 2 stars. If there isn't, you get 1. And 1 is obviously preferable, because when you get 2, a cop will try to bust you while you're waiting for Paul and Macca to get in. And the cop car can, like, mess around Paul and Macca to, like, slow them down getting into the car, which is a real pain in the ass. But thankfully that didn't happen. And again, exactly the same route. Well, actually, this is a little different because it's a little longer. But I'm going back to where I was, like driving this way round, hitting lampposts, good stuff. And then here's this little, this, what are they called? Clover or whatever. Here's the airport. I'm going this route again. So I'm driving around the airport and around the hospital and all the way to Caligula's Casino. And then a funny thing happens here where the car keeps rolling if you play the replay, and you can run them over, but it doesn't do anything. But it's kind of like that sweet mission way back in Grove Street. So then here I'm waiting for a phone call, so I'm going to just turn the car around and move it out of the despawn zone because I want to use it for the next mission. And then wait for the phone call. If I don't do that, the car's going to despawn as well as be facing the wrong way. Then here, Caligula's Casino, you can sprint through, so I'm just sprinting. There's also a weird thing here. If you play a replay going into this marker, the game will crash every time. So I can't play replays into Caligula's missions. And let me tell you the countless times that I've played a replay walking into that marker. It's really hard to fight muscle memory when you've learned to, like, play a replay into every single marker except this one, right? It's like really difficult to like not do that. So sometimes I can crash the game there through being a big dummy. Right, this mission, there's going to be 3 ambulances with the guy that you scared earlier by turning left, and you need to rescue him. Small note here, you see how my car is damaged? It's like smoking or whatever. For whatever reason, this marker heals your car. So as I drive into it, you can see the car's fully healed now. I have no idea why. It just does that. And also police vehicles spawn in this, like military vehicles spawn in that car park for whatever reason. Right, okay, so 3 ambulances. If you've ever played a GTA game and you know vaguely about it, almost every GTA game has this mission where there's 3 things that you need to go to. It's called like the free vans mission. The first one you go to will always be wrong, and the second one you go to has a 50% chance of being right. Wow, that was kind of weird. Right, so then the second one will have like a 50-50 chance. And the last one will obviously be 100%. But there's so many Rockstar missions that work this way, where there's 3 things. The first one's wrong, the second one's 50%, and the last one's 100%, right? Every time. It's really weird. Like, I can't think of examples in other missions, in other games, but they're in every game. So, kind of weird design. I don't know why they always seem to do it for some reason. But anyway, I know the first one is always going to be wrong, so I just want to, like, trigger it. So I just get out while it's in line of sight and just shoot it with an AK-47 to, like, scare it or whatever. And then there's 2 left, and it's 50-50 chance. Unlike most games where they do this, it's already set now. So I could... What's happened is that, like, in the ambulance, there's 2 guys in the ambulance, right? And they're, like, you know, paramedics or whatever. How do I draw paramedics? I'll put plus on their faces. So they're like paramedics, right? That are driving the ambulance around. As soon as you trigger the first ambulance, the game picks one of these ambulances at random and replaces the, like, paramedics in it. It replaces them with the gangsters or whatever. How do I draw a gangster? I don't know, I have, like, some scars on his face or whatever. He's mean. There we go. Where's the gangsters? I have way too much fun with this. Yeah, so it'll pick one of these ambulances at random and it replaces the people in the ambulance. Oh, and also it adds Johnny to the back, I guess. It will replace one of the ambulances and put the gangsters in it. But the thing is, Rockstar did a bad job of this because when it replaces the paramedics with gangsters, the gangsters don't actually drive the ambulance. They just sit in it. The ambulance just stops and they just sit in it and just wait for you to turn up. So you can actually tell which one it is by which one is moving. So in ye olden days, what you would do is you would pause, you'd put like one of your custom player markers on top of one, drive for a bit, then pause again and see if it's still on top of the marker. If it was, you knew it was that one. If it moved, you knew it was the other one. But now you can just do it by eye based on the minimap. And there's also another way you can do it. This one is normally on the strip, like this big road here. And it's actually visible in the distance. So as I drive, I'm looking at the minimap and I'm looking in front of me. And I can see this ambulance here. Right, so that's this ambulance down here. And if I just stare at it and I can see it's not moving and it's just stopped. So I know this is the right ambulance. So I just drive up to it. And yeah, lo and behold, it's like they're stopped at a red light, sure. But it was like, you know, pretty good chance that they're stopped because they're the 2 gangsters or whatever. What you're supposed to do is alert them and then they drive away and you chase them until they get out or whatever. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to walk up to the side. They don't drive and then I just shoot them both in the face. And then steal the ambulance and it has Johnny in the back. If you're not fast enough killing them, they will start to drive away once you scare them. But if you just kill them quick enough like that, they don't have any time to react. And yeah, you can just steal the ambulance and get away instantly. There are enemies that spawn in this mission to chase you, but so fast that they don't really matter. So again, same route, same thing. Drive around the airport, past the hospital, through the fence, along this road. Here's the factory I was just at. And then go around and into here. Hooray. Then, fun fact, for some reason, this ambulance is either really high health or explosion proof. There was a little preview of why I know that. Because at the end of this mission, I want a death warp. So I instantly get out and then just shoot the ambulance with a rocket launcher. And then I have to shoot the floor. Because I don't know why the ambulance just doesn't blow up. I don't know if it's, yeah, explosion proof or has loads of health. I don't know which. But just death warp to the hospital. Just steal the first fast vehicle I see, which in this case is a police car. But yeah, I don't have to answer any phone calls here, so it doesn't matter that I stole the police car, thankfully. Okay, can't get phone calls while you have wanted stars. And then I'm just going to drive to the casino. Alright. Yeah, avoid that car, whatever. So, yeah, I could have taken the ambulance to have, like, a consistent vehicle here. And having consistent vehicle is better than having to have a random one, but police cars are pretty common, so it's fine. And, yeah, I get one. So, again, not playing a replay here. Very important to remember that. Right, meat business. As I move the microphone, sorry. Meat business. So in this mission, this is another fun one with the rockets. You have to take Rosenberg to a place and then kill a bunch of dudes, which is what I'm going to do. Also, I'll explain the fun fact in a minute, actually. But yeah, I learned something about this mission. Well, I don't learn something about this mission. I learn a bad thing about this mission because of the police car here, but that's alright. So yeah, go in. Again, I don't know if I explained this or not. I don't remember if I explained this in one of the previous episodes, but when you're walking into one of these yellow markers, you can actually change weapons. So you see I'm using the Tech 9 so I can sprint, but I want to be using the rockets as I go in. So as I'm walking into the marker, I'm like changing. You see I'm holding the AK here, and I like change to the rocket launcher when I'm going inside like this. So as soon as I spawn inside, I'll have the rocket launcher. And then, yeah, this is going to be another fast-paced thing. So, just like the factory, I have a bunch of preset positions in my head where I want to shoot the rocket, and that's where I'm going to just shoot it really quickly. So we're going to have to go frame by frame. So as soon as I spawn, just instantly shoot to kill the guys in front of me. So just shoot, like, the ground there to kill those 3 guys. Then a guy is going to jump through the fire, so I'm shooting at this pillar to kill him. And also finish off these guys, like that. And then run over to here, and then shoot this to kill these 2 guys, and then run through, and then shoot these guys. A thing I should note here is that this hasn't really come up yet in the run, but you can shoot projectiles. So the rockets and grenades, they can be shot by bullets, and if that happens, they'll like ricochet off. So this guy is shooting at me. If I like aim the rocket right at him, it's a very high chance that he's going to shoot the rocket and it'll fly back and hit me and, you know, probably kill me or whatever. So I'm being very careful to try to shoot when they're not shooting and also not aim directly at them. So I'm aiming here, which also kills, like, you know, there's another guy here or whatever. But it also has the added bonus of not having rockets propelled back into my face and killing me. So shoot there to kill those 2, jump through the fire. Then there's like a ton of guys here. I don't know how many. There's like loads of guys here. So I'm just like shooting the ceiling and the floor to try to kill them. Like that. Now there's all these guys here are dead. And then jump through that fire. And then shoot here to kill these 2 guys. Shoot here to kill this guy and these 2 that are running through. Then shoot. I can shoot here to kill both of these, but I know what I'm doing here. So I shoot up here. There's guys in here that I'm trying to kill. So I shoot up here to kill these guys. There's like 2 guys here. And then this guy's not dead, so I turn around and again shoot in between these 2 to try to kill them. I don't do a very good job of that. Oh, he does die eventually. Then this guy, I kind of messed this up, that's unfortunate. Then this guy, and now there's like 2 people left on my map. I am going to kill this guy by shooting like here, because he's like right there or whatever. So, ooh, come on video. Oh my god, what is happening with VLC today? Alright, whatever. I'll just play it back. So yeah, whatever, let's shoot these guys. Okay, there's no good place. Whatever, we'll just watch it again. In full speed, shoot all these guys, and then shoot up here to kill this guy. And then shoot here to kill, like, that guy on the map. Somehow this guy doesn't die, which is weird. That last rocket was pointless, but whatever. And then slide my way out. So I'm going to slide and just finish off anyone I didn't hit. And yeah, somehow this guy didn't die, but whatever. Just shoot him in the face. And job well done. Yeah, I can't really point out where everyone is, because there's just so many guys, and they all run around, and I'm not exactly certain where they are. But just shoot in those, like, I have, like, places in my head where I'm going to shoot to kill them. Now, this here is really unfortunate, and I should have thought about it. I can't get into my police car. This is a thing that happens. This mission, when you go into this mission, when you park your car here, it actually despawns your car. Like, it deletes that car that's there. But when you leave, it tries to create an exact copy. But it doesn't do a very good job of it because it misses some details. So you can see, it looks exactly like my car, right? Like, it's even got the bent hood and, like, the broken windscreen or whatever. So it's got the same damage. So they copied the damage over to this car. But what they didn't copy was a, like, bool in the car, like an on-off thing that says whether I've gotten into it already or not. So if I'd already got into it, it would have been unlocked 100% of the time. But because I haven't, there's like a 33% chance or whatever that the parked police car is locked. So I can't actually get into the police car. This also happens with ambulances. When you first get into an ambulance, it heals you a little bit. And if you use the ambulance for this mission, when you get into it again here, it heals you again, even though you've already got into it. And then taxis, when you get into them, give you a bit of, like, money, because it's like the change in the cab or whatever. Again, that happens here, stuff like that. But whatever percentage chance it is of this police car being locked when it's parked, it is. So I can't actually get into the police car, even though I already have. And that's because, for some reason, yeah, this mission just spawns a almost perfect replica of your car, instead of just, like, moving it or whatever. So I get kind of screwed there, but thankfully I get lucky and there's a PCJ driving past. So I just shotgun the PCJ, somehow don't pop the rear tire, and yeah, managed to take that instead. But yeah, really weird fact about that mission. I don't know why that happens. There might be some other side effects to it as well. Maybe it, like, replenishes nitrous or something like that. I don't know. There's a bunch of weird stuff with it, but yeah, if you drive a car into that marker, it's not the same car at the end. It's like a copy, but it's not a perfect copy. It's a different car. It's really dumb. But yeah, thankfully I got lucky with the PCJ, so it's not that bad. Alright. So, driving along. There is a strat here to keep your vehicle. If you just drive the vehicle into the marker, it will despawn. But what you can do is, like, steal another vehicle. I don't know how this works. I need to figure out exactly what to do here. Because I steal another vehicle, and then I get Rosenberg in the car, and then I drive into the marker, and then both vehicles have gone. And it's like, I don't understand. It's like, maybe it needs to be the clone vehicle that you park that doesn't despawn or something. I don't know, but there's some way to make it so your vehicle doesn't despawn there. But I didn't do it, because, yeah, I'm an idiot who doesn't know what it is. But thankfully I got a ZR, so I got 2 lucky vehicles in a row, which made it so I don't lose too much time, which was good. But that's just another mistake where I don't quite pull off the whatever the trick is to make it so it doesn't despawn there. Alright, fish in a barrel. So this mission's pretty simple, it's just a cutscene. So just skip it, just watch the cutscene. And then drive up to here. So this is the Mad Dog mission. I should say that I think I park the car carefully here. No, I park it completely in the way. Never mind, whatever. Yeah, I have to answer a phone call. Now, Mad Dog. So, in this mission, obviously, he's going to jump or whatever. Need to save him. So just sprint over to the van thing as quick as possible. Walton, I know what this is called. Drive over, just hit the marker as quick as possible, because it will rotate the vehicle anyway. Now, he walks, I don't know why I'm pausing, he walks back and forth here for a, like, somewhat random period of time, but it's, like, long enough that I can turn the car around and line up again facing the other way, because at the end of the mission I want to drive out that way, right? But yeah, you basically just position under him until he jumps. There's not really much more you can do. Then here you got to be careful, because if you damage the car, you're going to hurt Mad Dog, which you can fail the mission with. So just driving straight to the motorway, just avoiding all the traffic, and then driving along the side of the motorway so that I don't hit any traffic. Then there is one scary bit here that you have to do, where to get into the hospital, I now have to knock these fences over. So obviously this damages Mad Dog if you're not careful, but thankfully it didn't. And it can also flip the truck over, which would fail the mission and stuff like that. But I get away with it, everything's good. Now, switching to the ambulance, that's because the ambulance is like way faster than the Walton, and it's actually worth it to switch. So, doing that, and driving to Caligulus. So, parking the ambulance over here, answering a phone call. No? Okay. I know the route. And, again, not watching a replay, or the mission will... the game will crash, which is unfortunate. Right, freefall. Time for, like, one of the worst missions in the game. Wait, why did I park the ambulance there? I'm going to use the flipping... the FCR. Okay, whatever. I'm getting confused with, like, things old me is doing. Alright. So, yeah, take the bike and drive to the airport. So, in this mission, you need to go to a place with the plane and, like, find another plane or whatever. Oh, that was unfortunate. Obviously, I'm trying to drive through these two doors and they open. And I want to do it as quick as possible. So I'm aiming towards like the center, right? But I'm a little too far to the right and I hit this one. I could have fit through it if I actually aimed correctly at the center of the gates. But alas. Anyway. Driving all the way over here. Okay, I can't really skip forwards. Now, here's the little hangar with the dodo you need to steal. At the back, there's the armor, so I'm going to jump off and get the armor. I can't ever remember if this armor is actually necessary or not, but I'm thinking... Yeah, for Black Project. I want it for Black Project, yes. So it is necessary. Okay, so this mission is pretty terrible. It's like my least favorite mission in the whole game. You just fly in a straight line for like 5 minutes until the plane spawns. And now I have to chase this Shamel. And they made it so the Shamel is just barely slower than the Dodo. So you have to get into this ring. But again, it's another one of these where you have to face the right direction. So I need to face more south than north and go into this ring in order to trigger the next part of the mission. But obviously I'm traveling north, right? So I have to like turn the plane around. And then I'm like blindly trying to hit this marker while it's like behind me. And if I can't, and now I've like missed it. Ideally what you want to happen, if I like draw this, ideally what you want to happen is like, here's me, right? I want to turn around and then hit the marker and the plane like travels forwards and then the plane's like here. And as I turn around, I hit the marker right as the plane turns around. But what I've actually done here is, like, here's this. I've gone around and I've, like, missed it. I've overshot it. But it's, like, really difficult to aim this correctly. But, yeah, thankfully I don't take too long to follow it. And then here's this shit minigame. Not much to it. These guys are immune to headshots. So you just shoot at the body. If you shoot them in the head, they stumble and wiggle about. So it's better to just shoot them in the chest and they do that animation. But I think, if I remember right, they're only sometimes immune to headshots. I swear I've headshot these guys before, but I can never replicate it. I don't know. Anyway, moving on next. Again, pilot immune to headshots. Just shoot in the chest a bunch until he dies. Good. Then fly the plane back. Yeah, that minigame is absolutely terrible, and the interior was like, I don't know, I'm not going to rant about it here, but I hate that mission. Alright, moving on. Yeah, my throat hurts too much to rant, too much talking. I can't rant about that. This video is too long anyway. Alright, so here you just need to land in the airport. So again, I'm just landing as early as possible to trigger the end of the mission. And now I'm going to use the plane for the next mission. So turn around, and I'm going to fly up to the crash mission. So I want to fly to the west after this mission. So what I'm going to do, the mission's like way back here, right? But there's nowhere good to land the plane and then take off back here. So I'm going to land in like, that was terrible. I'm going to land in like this area here. That's like this grass bit and then this sand bit here. And then to the left, there's like just enough room to take off. The problem is there's this road that runs through the middle of it. So I have to like carefully position the plane either here or here, but not in the middle of the road or it's going to get hit by other cars. So I'm going to like swing around like this and then try to land the plane here. I think I do a good job of it. Yeah, I'm taking it really slowly. Yeah, you can see these cars like travel at pretty high speed and they'll just bash into the plane and push it about. But yeah, here's a good view of it. So you got this area here, and then there's this little sand bit here, and then there's this bridge. So I need to like try to take off before the bridge. I can drive under the bridge and then take off, but I'm at the mercy of lampposts and cars if I do that. But I land it really early, a little too early because, oh, nice one. A little too early because I have to like sprint all the way to the marker, and it's really far away. I wonder if stealing a car there is ever worth it. Hard to say. But yeah, I'm sprinting all the way. Oh yeah, the train! I forgot about this. This has never happened to me before. A train spawned here. I think it's because I looked backwards there. That's the only thing I've ever done different. I looked backwards there and then that made the train spawn. Because I'm a dummy. But yeah, here I'm like sprinting as far to the right of the train tracks as possible. Because I know the trains come from the left. And I just barely make it. Look, here it is, look. And I just barely make it past the train. And it's like probably a pretty long train as well. So that was close. And then they start closing again, which is really weird. Anyway, yeah, sprint, pick up the marker, run back to the plane. Here it is. And then got to take off. So again, I'm at the mercy of lampposts and cars. So I like drive along this. Yeah, you can see that the takeoff distance to all planes in San Andreas is really short. It's like comically short. They make all these big runways and stuff, and then you could just take off in like 100 meters. Well, not even that, maybe. I don't know. 50 meters. It's really dumb. But anyway, flying to the next part of the mission. There's a guy. I need to kill him and take his thing. So this is another tricky landing spot. So here there's like this ledge here, and it goes a bit back like there. And then there's like... Remember I got those rockets earlier? There's like a guy here. I need to kill him. There's like a big radius around the guy, and if you enter this radius, he'll panic and then run away. But I'll explain that in a minute. But basically, I'm trying to avoid this big radius around him, so I have to like land on this little ledge here. So I have to very carefully like flare the plane and try to like stall and land on this little ledge. So there's the guy over here, look. So I'm very slowly, carefully landing the plane. Decent job of it. I haven't got much takeoff room after. But anyway, here's the situation. So here's the guy. There's like a big radius around him like this. What you're supposed to do is like follow this road and come up through here, which would trigger him, and then you fight all these guys, and then what he's going to do is he's going to run to this helicopter, and then he's going to take off and fly away, and you're supposed to steal this helicopter and follow him. And there's like this big scripted helicopter chase that you're supposed to do. But I'm not going to do any of that because I'm just going to kill him immediately. But yeah, if you enter this way, he'll like always get away because there's all these buildings and you can't see him. But because I've flown in and I'm like coming around the back, I can like kill him pretty quick. There are other ways, like you can get up these ledges and stuff, but yeah, flying's the best. But because of the big radius around him that triggers him, I can't get too close. So what I have to do is I have to carefully shoot a rocket. There he is. Shoot a rocket like here. Because of the elevation, I can't see the ground under his feet. So I have to aim at like the wall he stood next to. But shoot him. The rocket, when it enters the thing, he gets scared. He starts running, but he dies, thankfully, too early. And then quickly pick up the briefcase. I'm burning, or whatever, it doesn't matter. And run away. If I'm too slow here, these enemies actually try to run and pick up this briefcase, and they can do it, and they'll follow his path and get into the helicopter and run away and stuff. And I don't want to sit here shooting rockets forever, so I just have to really carefully pick up the briefcase. I mean, carefully, quickly pick up the briefcase and get out of there. So yeah, really quick mission if you do it correctly. And then I've got like this drop where I need to like gain enough speed to take off. But again, the takeoff speed of these planes is so damn low. It's like comical that I could just take off from that platform like that. Alright. So, flying back to the airstrip. Oh, I forgot a thing to talk about. This mission can only start between 20 and 6. And any other time I can't start Black Project. So, earlier on, like way earlier, like so earlier I don't know if I can be asked to show it. Did I ever save actually? Did I save? Or did I not? I don't know, whatever. At some point I checked the time of day and I made a decision on whether to save or not to try to make it so when I do all these missions, I get here at the right time. Whoops. Because after Don Peyote, which is the one with Paul and Macca, and now, there's no opportunity to save. So I have to get the time of day right for Black Project all the way then. What I can do is like go inside here and save, but that's like really slow. So it's better to save at the casino and make sure I get the time of day all the way right until like here. Anyway, I forgot to mention that. Never mind. So this is Black Project. This is a fun mission. So I'm not going to pick up this armor here because I want to pick it up when I leave. And all these guards are blind as hell anyway. So what you're supposed to do is stealth around, trigger a door, open it, go in and stuff like that. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to instantly sprint to the backup solution in case you fail it, which is nice that they added, is this little like extra vent here. So this is like the secondary way in, but we always use it because it's faster. So just go in, run past all the guards, I don't see you, slide through this place. You can sprint on some surfaces, like the casino, but it's like better to just slide through it all, and I need to shoot people anyway. And if you remember way back at the start, during reuniting the families, I trained AK-47 skill. This is what it's for. So I'm sliding, and I'm sliding really quickly, and I can shoot at the same time because I have hitman skill. And that's really important for this, because if I couldn't do that, this would really suck. But yeah, I've done that like way earlier, and that's what this is for. So I picked up the minigun up there. So I don't have rockets anymore, but I'm going to use the minigun for like the rest of the run at this point. So I want minigun. Then I pick up that armor there, and then I just start sliding through everything. So jump across this, and then just slide. And I'm just going to take the fastest route for the facility while shooting some people to defend myself. Like this. So you can see I can like shoot and slide at the same time. Now, I get a little stuck here, and I lose the slide. But it doesn't matter, because this is a sprintable surface. Oh, I decided to slide anyway. This here is a sprintable surface. Whatever, I'm not going to explain it. But there's a whole bunch of surfaces where you can sprint, and some where you can't. But screw all that, just slide. Pick up some more armor here. Get the key card. So, me killing the scientist isn't just for fun here. He actually is a problem. Sometimes he could like chase you, get angry at you, and like punch you, which would like stop you from shooting. So he can slow me down. So it is actually better to just shoot him there every time. Because like here he can like follow you through here and start punching you and stuff. That's really annoying. Right, sorry, I keep rewinding as I'm talking about other things. Here is this part. So in here there's like a bunch of guards. There's like, how am I going to draw this? There's tons of dudes, and I want to kill just enough of them to be able to get the jetpack without dying horrendously. Oh, I just realized I forgot about sound this whole time. So there's one guy here, and there's one guy here. So I'm just going to walk in and pop both of these. So the minigun is really strong, and, whoops, you could pretty much kill these guys in like one shot, one click. So I'm trying to use as little ammo as possible, because I need to use the minigun ammo I have for a lot of things, because I only got 200 minigun ammo, and I need it for like, I don't know, 3 more missions? 4 more missions? Something like that. 4 more missions, I think. I need the minigun ammo. That's the point. So I'm being really sparse with it. So here you've got like the big hole, right? I'm going to stand at like the corner edges here and then look down. So this is kind of hard to explain, but there's a square, right? This is a big square hole, and there's stairs that go down the edges like this. Yeah. Until the bottom. And the guys are stood on the axes like this. So there's one guy here, one guy here, one guy here, one guy here, another one here, etc. All the way down the stairs like this, right? Oops, like that. Oh, I missed that one. Like this. That's better without the axis on it, like that. There we go. The best way to kill them, so I'm stood like out here on the edge, right? If I were to stand here and look across like this, I can't actually see these guys because the angle, and I'd only be able to shoot these guys, and then I'd have to run to here, and then I would shoot these guys, and then I'd run to here and shoot these guys, and then I'd run to here and shoot these guys, right? But what's better is instead, what I can do is if I stand at the corners here and look down, I can see these guys and these guys at the same time. So I'm going to stand on like, there's the 2 corners. I'm going to stand on this corner and shoot these guys, and then I'm going to stand on this corner and shoot these guys, right? That was a really big explanation of how geometry works. But if I was to stand, it's like basic, but you don't really think about it because you naturally would stand at like the edges, right? The center of the edges. But it's actually better to stand at the corners because then you can see more people because of the way they're stood on axes. Am I explaining that? Did I explain that very well? I don't know. But anyway, I'm standing in the corners. Well, I can see even more because of like they're lower or whatever, but without height, I'd only be able to see like some of them or whatever. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I stand at the corner like this, so I can see more of them, yeah? That's all you need to know. That was like a terrible explanation, but whatever, sod it. I'm going with it. Hope you understood what I was saying. And then again, so there's a thing you could do here where you can like kill these guys. Yeah, again, it's the corner so I can see more of them at once. What you could do is you can just yeet yourself over the edge and go straight down and fall into the jetpack, which is here, right? And I have to explain like another fundamental San Andreas thing. My throat hurts so much. So there's a jetpack, right? And it's a pickup, like a gun, yeah? And the way the game handles pickups is that So the way you think that jetpacks work, or pickups work, say there's like a gun, right? That's a terrible gun. And when CJ and it stands on top of it, like this, you pick up the gun, yeah? What's actually happening is that every weapon has like a sphere inside of it, like a sphere hitbox. So like a big, a 3D circle or whatever, inside all the hitboxes. And they're all like identical, I think. They're like just in the middle of them. And when CJ enters this hitbox, you can pick up the gun, but the game only checks, I don't know, every third frame or whatever, whether you're in the hitbox or not. So there's like all these like spheres lying around, you know, and the money has it as well. It's like there's like spheres for the money, for the weapons, for the jetpack, stuff like that. Because you can spawn loads of spheres, the game would use a lot of like CPU resources checking whether is CJ inside this sphere? No. Is CJ inside this sphere? No. Is CJ inside this sphere? No, etc. It has to like check all of them one by one, right? If it did that every single frame, it would take a lot of CPU power, and obviously it's a PS2 game, right? So what they did instead is that, I don't know exactly how often it is. I think it's like every third frame or whatever. But every third or so frame, they check whether you're in the pickups or not, right? And this is a problem for speedrunners because we like things to be consistent. And it's like, it's kind of RNG, right? Like it's not a random number generator determining whether you're going to pick up the thing or not. It's just like dumb luck, because you don't know what frame you're on. Am I on a pickup frame right now, or am I on like a not pickup frame? You have no idea. It's like a 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 or whatever chance, right? I think it's 1 in 3. Yeah, just count frames from the start, yeah. So it's like a 1 in 3 chance that I'm going to pick something up on any individual frame. And this is important for like a bunch of things in the run. I'm going to go way back now, but even like this here in like Los Venturas, when there's like Molotovs here, right? What you can do is you can get off the bike, and CJ will then instantly pick up. There's like again a sphere here. You can get off the bike and then instantly spam F to get back on the bike, and you can pick up the thing, right? But it's a 1 in 3 chance whether that'll happen or not. So what I do is I get off and then I walk a little bit and then get back on, right? And it seems unnecessary, but it's like if I get off and then straight back on, I might not pick up the Molotovs because I might be on the wrong frame, and I could just sit here and get on and off and on and off and on and off and never pick up the Molotovs, right? So I have to get off the bike, wait like 3 or 4 frames, and then get on the bike to guarantee that I pick up the Molotovs, yeah? And it's like stuff like that like is everywhere the whole run, and now I need to try to find where I was, which is a pain in the butt. Why didn't I remember the timestamp before I did this? That would have been smart. Oh, that's a bit... Oh god, spoilers, I pick up the jetpack. Okay. So, why am I explaining all this, right? Like, Josh, just wait 3 frames before you pick up the flipping... pick up the jetpack. Big deal. Well, the thing is, there's a strat here where you can jump to pick up the jetpack really, really early. This is where I was, right? Yeah, like here. So, what I can do is I can jump and fall down and pick up the jetpack the frame I hit the ground and be fine, right? Like, and collect it, because when you're falling, you can collect stuff, I think. No, when you're falling, you can't collect things. You can only collect it when you're on the ground, right? And if I jump from this height, I'm dead. Like, I'll just instantly die, yeah? It doesn't matter how much health I have unless I have absolute maximum, but that's another thing to explain some other time. But with this health, if I jump from this height, I will certainly die. But if I get really lucky and I land, and that is the 1 in 3 or whatever frame, I can pick up the jetpack and survive. Yeah, because I'll pick up the jetpack and trigger the next part of the mission before the fall damage will trigger, right? So I could jump, and I could risk a 1 in 3 or whatever it is, right, to pick up the jetpack without dying. But sod that. So that is why I don't just instantly jump here. There's like, what I do is I count the amount of turns I do. So I go 1, 2, 3, like that, and then I'm going to stand on this platform, look exactly, I don't know, what is that, east, and then hold a like small weapon and then jump. And if I do that, I'll land exactly in the jetpack. And you could do that from a higher height, but yeah, it's like a 1 in 3 chance. So here, let's see. Do I take full damage? I take full damage, so I didn't get it, right? So, oh my god, it's like just barely wrong. So if I play it in slow motion, so I line up here, yeah, and jump. And as I'm falling, so this height won't kill me. We can see how much damage it does. But, where is it? Like, this frame, I could have... Whoa, that's kind of weird. He's like pixelating his face. This frame, I could have picked up the jetpack, right? And I wouldn't have taken full damage if I had done it. But because I got unlucky, I don't. And then it takes like... well, it's kind of awkward with VLC because this is a 60 FPS. All right, here's another frame. Didn't pick up the jetpack, right? And then here's the next frame, and I did pick up the jetpack. See? So I got the worst possible thing, and I had to wait full... if it is 3 frames. I'm 90% certain it's 3 frames. But I had to wait the full 3 frames before I actually got the jetpack here. So if I had jumped from that high height, I would have been dead. But yeah, that was the longest ever explanation of why I do a safe strat here and jump from a lower height. I hope you like it. My throat hurts. Right, and then as I'm flying out... oh, I did actually explain flying out, did I? So the cutscene happens. I want to go up to gain enough height, but then I also want to go forwards. And I want to travel in like this direction to go out. Or is it this direction? I don't know, whatever. I rotate. It's this direction, okay. I want to like leave this way, yeah. And again, this place is a square, right? And I want to travel forwards to build up as much speed as possible. So what I'm doing, so this place is a square like this. If I travel forwards from here, I'll bonk the wall a lot earlier than if I travel diagonally. You know, Pythagoras and all that stuff. Trigonometry. This is like, what is it, 70% longer or whatever than this? I don't quite remember. It's been a while since I did this. But this diagonal line is 70% longer than these straight lines, right? So by going diagonally here, I'm giving myself more run up, okay? So I wait for it, and then now I push the things forwards, right? 41%, okay, thank you. And then I'm like traveling forwards without bonking the wall. So I give myself a little tiny run up. That's, again, a really long mathematical explanation of, yeah, why I'm going exactly diagonally there instead of just forwards. Anyway, I got unlucky here again. So, again, I'm on the ground. There's, like, 2 frames where I'm inside of it, and I don't get it. So, I didn't get the pickup. Again, it's the whole frame thing. So, I get cycled, as speedrunners call it. I wasn't at the right frame for the armor, so I didn't get the armor. And I could have slowed down to get it, but I should just get it without having to slow down, right? This makes the next mission pretty scary. Anyway, traveling along the ground is faster than flying in the air, so I'm like running along the ground as much as possible with the jetpack. But I do cut like up to here. So because running along the ground is faster, I want to land as early as possible. So I'm aiming right for this little tiny spot here. In VC, it's 6 frames for a pickup check. Okay, maybe it is here as well. I don't know. I might be wrong. Anyway, again, taking the shortest possible path and landing as early as possible to like run across the ground. There we go, into this marker. Carl, dude, man. This cutscene happens, and he just dumps you up here with nothing. So you just take the Sanchez that spawns. Try to go down the cliff without falling off. And then to the next mission. So the next mission's high noon. When you... during this mission, there's like a big despawn... bigger than that. There's a big despawn radius for vehicles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off the bike and just yeet it to the left. To avoid the big despawn radius around this mission. So drive to the left, yeet the bike off like that. Answer the phone for the next mission or whatever, and then run into the marker. I'm checking if the bike's gone far enough, but I don't actually see it, but it's fine. So high noon. This is a fun mission. Here's another slow motion mission. So you're supposed to chase Pulaski and like kill him or whatever, and his vehicle is like either immune to gunfire or loads of health or something like that. I don't quite remember how this is supposed to work, but I know how it works in the speedrun. So as soon as I spawn and gain control, I like... Ooh, I got a little lost there. I'm going to run straight towards Pulaski's car. You're supposed to take the bandit, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to run straight up to Pulaski's car, and then... If you remember way back in Los Santos, I was talking about pushing cars and like pushing it to try to get Sweet in faster and stuff in that one mission in the graveyard. Well, here I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to push like... Here's the car, right? And it's like a box like this. Like that. You know what a box looks like. Using angles and maths, I'm going to push the car and try to spin it around so that when Pulaski tries to drive away, I can get into it. So by pushing it here, I'm like pushing the rear end around like this to spin the car. If I pushed it here, the whole car would just move sideways, right? And if I pushed it here, you know, the front end would go around this way. But using physics, I'm going to push it here and spin the car around this way. So I want to be as close to this edge as possible without just running past the car like an idiot. So I'm going to... Yeah, run up to the corner of the car like this. Pulaski's getting into the car, but I'm like turning it around. And now, when Pulaski starts driving, Pulaski wants to go this way. So he's going to turn and drive like this. And sometimes he'd even hit this building if I've turned him enough. This allows me to be able to get into Pulaski's car because he's going slow enough. If he were to just drive away... oh my god, the cat is going berserk. If I was to drive away, like, this way, just forwards, he'd build up too much speed, and I wouldn't be able to get into the car. So, I have to spin the car around here, like this, to slow him down, so that I can then get into it as he's driving away like this. You see, and it even hits the building, goes too slowly. So I managed to get into the car here. And then, again, if you remember way back in part 1 in Los Santos, I explained that if you get into the passenger side of a car and leave the door open, you instantly kill the driver. So then I get in the car, and then Pulaski instantly dies, and I pass the mission. This is like... This saves a ton of time, because otherwise you have to do this big, massive chase with Pulaski across like, a bunch of desert and stuff like that. So this is an example of using like a really small glitch to essentially almost completely skip an entire mission. Yeah, and that's that. And then I'm going to drive the Buffalo over to the bike and then get out the Buffalo and take the bike. Now you might be wondering, Josh, is a Sanchez really that much better than a Buffalo? Well, my dear viewer, again, if you remember in part 1, I would have explained about AI accuracy and how it works and how there's a bug with cars and AI accuracy. In the next mission, Green Goo, I'm forced into a jetpack, and there's a bunch of guys with M4s that shoot me, and I want to ignore them and steal the Green Goo. Yeah, if I take a car to this mission, they're going to absolutely murder me. So I want to take a bike. There is a backup where if I didn't do this, what I could do is I could drive over to the PCJ that's parked way over there. I could get in like this PCJ here before I start the mission. So I'd have to drive, like, if we look at the mini map, I'd have to drive all the way here, get into the bike, drive back, and then start the mission. Or is it that one? I don't know. You'd start the mission, right? But by doing this, I'm, like, saving having to turn around and stuff. And I can't get into it now because I'm forced in the jetpack. I can't get out of the jetpack. There's some ways, but it involves a lot of glitches that I can't do and are slow. So I can't get out of the jetpack. And this makes it so that the AIs are like friendly and they're not going to absolutely murder me. Flying over. That armor I wanted to pick up earlier was for this mission, so I wouldn't die. So I'm actually quite scared here because I could die. there is like a really old safe strat for this mission where you stand on one of these triangle buildings and you stand like here, so you can just about see over, right? And then you can shoot the guys on the train, but they can't really shoot you. So there's like a really safe strat doing that. But that's really slow because you have to sit there and wait for the train. You don't use that house. You use like one of these ones back here. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to yeet into the train and try to take the boxes. Again, running along the ground is faster. So I'm just going to run along the ground here. I would just lower my height and run along the ground, but that would slow me down. So I'm not doing that. Yeah, you can probably also do that, Forlix. Bail out the buffaloes at despawns, but I just realized it as I was speaking. I was like, wait, why don't we just do that? Anyway, here's this bit. So I'm shooting the guy as I'm flying past, but I'm not actually interested in killing anyone. I'm just gonna... There's 3 boxes, and it's always the last box. So they could have done the whole 50-50 thing here, but they didn't. It's always the last box. So I'm just going to fly past the train, shoot the box, fly past, ignore all the enemies as they're killing me. This guy tries to help me, which is interesting. Shoot that box, fly past, and then now this box, there's... Oh, I'm drawing the wrong thing. There's one guy here, and one guy here, and the box, obviously. So I'm going to shoot this box, and then try to swoop in, take it, and swoop out without these 2 guys killing me, and without the guy in the back killing me either. So, shoot this, and you can see I'm keeping my distance, because that's like my best defense against them killing me. And I take that, and then I just swoop down, just barely hit the trigger. I'm shooting that guy so he doesn't shoot me. The other guy is shooting me, and then the guy in the back of the train starts shooting me. But yeah, I fly away, and I just live with that much health. So it was pretty okay in the end. I didn't take that much damage, but it's still pretty scary. But yeah, it would have been better with full armor and full health, but I managed to do it with a little health. But it was basically just luck, how much they shot me, really. They could have instantly killed me if they wanted, but I got away with it. Now, coming up here is another cycle thing. Trigger thing. Oh no, I get pushed away from it, don't I? Oh, okay. Well, sometimes I fly through that horseshoe and try to pick it up and see if I get lucky. Anyway, traffic pushes me out of it, so I don't get lucky. Alright, into the marker. Nothing too interesting. Asset acquired. Right, so now it's just a few Los Venturas missions left. So I'm going to answer the phone call for the next mission, and then I'm just going to blow up the bike like that. Or set it, why do I only set it on fire? I had low enough health, I could have just blown it up instantly. Whatever. But I'm going to death warp here using the minigun and that bike. I guess there's saved minigun ammo. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, and then find a police car as I spawn. I've already answered the phone call, so I don't need to do it now, so I can get wanted stars, and the police car's fast, and I can do vigilante or whatever. Driving along. What's this next mission? This is St. Mark's Bistro, right? Yes, this is St. Mark's Bistro. So, mission dumps me outside. You got to steal a random vehicle. I get a slam van, which is quite nice. Very fancy. Not the fastest, but pretty decent. Drive to the airport, get let in. And then, this mission, I definitely want armor. So I'm going to drive past the plane that I'm supposed to get in, and there's armor over here. I'm just going to pick it up. And then, yeah, kind of slow, but safe strats. And then drive out to the plane, get in. So there's a thing here where I'm going to try to kill everyone as quick as possible. Would you believe it? Oh, wait, there's one thing before that. So as I take off and fly the plane, this marker, it says that it's up, right? So it's an upwards triangle, which means the marker is above me. But this trigger for the next part of the mission is actually 2-dimensional. So, oh god, imagine you have a 3-dimensional world, right? Wait, no, it's more like this, isn't it? Or, oh no, whatever. You have a 3-dimensional world, and triggers can check how far up, down you are, how far left, right you are, and how far, like, in and out you are, which is kind of hard to draw. in 2D. But anyway, this marker doesn't check how far up and down you are, right? It only checks how like left, right, and back forwards you are, how north, south, east, west you are. It doesn't check how like up, down you are. Why don't I use the HUD? That would have been easier, wouldn't it? Yeah, there you go. So despite the fact, what I'm trying to say is, despite the fact that it's telling me to go up, I don't need to, and you can hit this marker at any height. It's basically a massive infinite height cylinder that I need to get into, right? So as soon as I enter this cylinder, even if it's like below it or whatever, you get the point. I can go low and hit it. I don't need to go up. I'm like explaining game development things to just try to explain not having to fly upwards. Okay. So when I spawn here, I'm gonna... Do I actually do this right? No, I don't do this right, do I? Okay. What I'm supposed to do is throw a satchel, run around this corner, detonate it, and then do some other stuff. But I panic here because I'm like ahead on my PB or whatever. So I kind of messed this up. So I throw the satchel vaguely there, run around the corner, blow it up. That kills a bunch of guys up here. But more importantly, it also kills a bunch of guys down here who have like shotguns. And they're kind of scary. So by detonating a thing here, I'm like killing people in like this radius, right? So it's like going down the floor and killing them. And it kills like everyone up here as well. So that's fast. But yeah, because I mess it up, I don't actually kill the guys downstairs, I don't think. Do I kill the guys downstairs? Oh no, I do. They're dead. Yeah, there we go. They're dead. So I missed the two on the left because I panicked, but I got the guys upstairs, so whatever. So you throw a satchel at the start, kill a bunch of people in the radius. This is the satchel from Stowaway way earlier, by the way. So that's what we kept this satchel for, was for this. And then this... Oh, you would do that, wouldn't you? Whoa. This boss here has loads of health. And he'll, like, run away and, like, teleport through the place or whatever. But I just kill him with a minigun instantly. And yeah, I'm just minigunning these people, just running. These guys in here should be dead as well if I did the satchel correctly, I think. But I didn't. Anyway, kill these 3 guys outside. The mission won't progress until you've killed everyone. And then there's like this little wait. So you have to kill everyone. There's no like going outside to trigger the end or anything. So you have to fight everyone. No running past. And then again, fly back to the end. Very interesting. Good. And then it's the final mission of Los Venturas. It is a home in the hills. So here comes the biggest mistake of the entire run. It's a very subtle mistake, but it's very important. I turn left instead of flying around the building to the right. This is a big problem because there's a lot of trees on the left and I need to land the plane. And as you'll see, I don't survive. So this was really dumb. There's a few options here. I could go up, right? And then parachute down. Or what I'm supposed to do is fly around this way and then land over here. Because there's no... These trees here. There aren't any trees along here, right? So it's nice and plane friendly here. And I can like land and run around to the marker around here. But instead I do old muscle memory, go to the left, and then I realize I'm fucked right about now. And I'm like, uh-oh, and then I die. Yeah, and this wastes a minute. Because I don't lose all my weapons, which is good, so it's not run killing like it would be in ye olden days. But it still wastes a minute of me having to drive all the way back to the marker to continue. So that was pretty stupid. You see, yeah, here I could like land the plane pretty easily, even though this is here. Or I could like fly around and land it like here or whatever. There's so many options. But yeah, I should not have flown that way. So big mistake. Loses like a minute or something. Kind of bad. Alright, anyway, now that we got that out of the way. Le final mission. I don't know why I went French, but I did. So again, the whole sprinting, blah blah blah, taking this route. Let's see. So, I don't know if I've explained a thing yet, but there used to be a trick we could do where in missions like this, where we're just waiting for voice lines to happen, we used to be able to pause buffer to skip their voice lines. You like pause buffer and wiggle the mouse left and right. And you could sometimes skip voice lines and it would like speed missions like this up. But for what I understand, that only ever worked on Windows 7. That doesn't work on Windows 10. And everyone plays on Windows 10 now, so we just don't do this strat anymore. It's really weird. That's what someone said to me. I don't remember where I saw it. I don't know how true it is. But I could never get that strat to work anyway, so it doesn't matter for me. For whatever reason, my computer just never let me do that strat. It's very strange. Anyway, skydiving. I have another like reference point to when to stop skydiving. It's like as I get above that pole. I don't know if I already looked at it, but there's a big lamppost down there, and as soon as I'm directly above it, I like stop parachuting. Oh, small thing. It works on some Windows 10 builds. Interesting. Okay. Small thing here. When you're parachuting, you can press F to like cut the line and like drop down. It's actually faster to, as you're right above the ground like this, press F and cut the line to the parachute, and then you just land like that. If you don't do that, when you land on the ground, you like stumble on the ground, and then you have to climb back up again before you can start sprinting. So by just pressing the enter or exit vehicle button or whatever it is, right as I'm about to hit the ground, I'm like slightly faster getting off of the parachute. Now here's another pause buffer. Again, I'll leave the sound on so you can hear when it ends. But this jump here, I'm going to try to like sprint here. And there's like, you can't really see it, but there's like a ledge. And then it goes down like this. And like this is flat like this. As soon as I get to the end of this ledge, I'm going to jump and try to climb up this. But it's really difficult. And I'm going to pause buffer. So again, I'm like flying. I'll be like traveling really slowly in the air here. But there's way more frames for CJ to then realize he can grab the ledge and grab it. So by pause buffering this jump, it makes it way more likely that you're going to grab the ledge. So I just jump here, pause buffer. And we basically see in slow motion if you could look past the pausing. Yeah, and what I'm doing is I'm waiting for an exact animation. Oh, I didn't talk about that in... Damn. What was that mission? I don't know, whatever. I'll show you in a second. But here I'm like, if you look at CJ's arms, if you look past the pause buffer, if you watch CJ's arms, I don't know how I can do this really, but if you watch CJ's arms, as soon as they like do something different and a different animation starts to play. As soon as that happens, I like stop pause buffering, and then I know I can grab the ledge like this. Yeah, in Hijack there was the same thing. There was like the bike would suddenly jump to the left, and then I knew to stop pause buffering. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that in Hijack. Anyway, this is kind of confusing, right? I'm sniping my own friends, and I'm running past these guys. These guys don't get aggressive until these guys start shooting them, or they land near them or whatever, or you shoot them. So I can actually just stand here and be friends with these guys as long as those other 4 guys are dead. Unfortunately, they managed to trigger this guy, so I need to like stand here and shoot this guy. But what I'm doing is I'm like, when these next guys land on the building, I'll be able to enter it, and the door is like right below me. So I'm like stood here waiting for the door to become open, basically. And yeah, if I had done this right, all 4 of these guys wouldn't have been angry at me. But I kill them now because they'll start shooting my friends landing, and if they die, I'll fail. So shoot these guys now, wait for the message. I could have stood on the ledge, but I didn't for some reason. And as soon as it says take the tries inside the mansion, climb the ledge, get over, and here's the door right outside. Okay, so spawn in here. That guy gets headshot. There's 2 guys in this bush like this. 2 guys in this bush. There's 2 guys about to run around this corner. And I've got a bunch of friends behind me or whatever. But none of this matters because I'm going to instantly slide with the minigun and just slide past everyone and just shoot people. So in order to slide, you need to be able to crouch and then sprint with a weapon, but you can't crouch with the minigun. So what I'm doing here, it's very quick, and it's going to be quite difficult for me to show you it. But what I'm doing here is, in order to slide with the minigun, you have to use a different weapon first to crouch, and then switch to the minigun. So, like, adds an extra step. So I'm holding the sniper rifle, and then I'm going to crouch, and as soon as I've crouched, I switch to the minigun, and then I slide. And that's how I can slide with the minigun, even though you can't crouch with it. It just makes sliding even harder. And I'm going to be doing this a lot with the minigun, so like using the weapons like next to it in the weapon wheel to like slide with. Alright, so here's Big Papa. Can't actually kill him this early, so I'm just following him as quickly as possible with the minigun. And I'm just shooting people on the way. Not super necessary because I've got loads of health, but yeah, just shoot these guys. Again, I'm trying to conserve ammo because I need it. There's one guy here, there's two guys next to this pool. Yeah, shoot them. And then keep sliding. This guy will teleport outside, and then I leave. And then we get the next part. So here, this guy is going to get inside this Phoenix and drive away. And he'll drive like around the spiral thing and away. And what the game wants you to do is use the pink... I don't know what that car's called. Pink car to chase him. And you see you have to drive like all the way around this and then out and then follow him. Windsor? Yeah, maybe Windsor. But what I'm going to do instead is that I'm going to, as soon as I gain control, I'm going to run over to this ledge, right? And I'm going to climb, there's like this ledge like this. I'm going to climb the lower ledge because that has a faster animation. And then I'm going to run up this. And then I'm going to climb this ledge here. And then the guy is like in my sights and I have a minigun. And I'm just going to blow him up before he drives away. So that skips like this whole chase. You can just about get a line of sight on him before he gets around the corner. And then I'm going to sprint along this ledge here to get to the next mission marker faster. And yeah, that's that. That's Los Venturas, or Desert and Los Venturas. Explained. I hope that was good. I think I kind of messed up on this explanation a little bit because yeah, I'm kind of tired today. I've been tired the past few days, so I missed a lot of stuff. But hopefully it was still okay. It's part 3 anyway. No one's gonna watch part 3. People watch part 1 and then that's it. So I can wing this. It's fine. Yeah, my throat is killing me because this has been like 2.5 hours or however much. Probably 2 for you. I'm not sure. But yeah, that was that. Next is Return to Los Santos, which will probably be really short, maybe like 40 minutes or something. But that will be part 4. Hopefully that'll come out soon. And yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for your feedback and stuff. A lot of people are telling me they really like it, so I'm glad people are enjoying it. I hope people didn't think this episode was too bad. I did kind of not do a good job of this, I don't think, but whatever. I did it. All right, I'm going to finish this. It's unusual for me. I'm going to finish a project. All right, less waffling. Thanks a lot for watching, and yeah, see you for the next one. Bye. I'm going to wave my mouse. Bye. Okay. Oh fuck my throat, man. Throat's weak. Throat sweet. Oh. Thanks, Christy Boy, for 4 months. Probably never. Thanks, Flo, for 34 months. That is almost 3 years. Thanks. And then thanks JK underscore UK89 for 21 months of tier 2. There you go. Sorry there's no sub alerts, but obviously can't have them because then YouTube would hear them, which would kind of defeat the purpose, right? And now you get throat sweet sucking ASMR. Yeah, so this episode, I think this part is fucking terrible. I did a terrible job. But I pretty much spent all day trying to talk myself into doing this. I really didn't want to do this today. I just really didn't feel like talking about or watching San Andreas, but I was like, yeah, messing around with the idea of it all day. I tried to ride my bike earlier, but it's way too fucking windy. It's like 40 something wind. I don't know if kilometers or miles an hour, but it's like 40 somethings. I don't know. 40 knots maybe. Yeah, I don't know if the wind is that strong right now. 4 meters a second. I don't know, is that strong? I have no idea, but it does seem kind of blowy outside still. But yeah, I tried to ride my bike earlier. There was a storm this morning, so I couldn't walk the dog. I told Mum I wasn't going to walk her, and she said, okay, that's fine. And then, like, later in the day, it cleared up. So I was like, oh shit, I'll try to ride my bike. And I went out, and it's still fucking gusty as all hell. I was like, blowing me off my bike. I was like, okay. So I didn't do that. I didn't walk the dog. I didn't ride the bike very much. What else was I going to do? I don't know. I just didn't really have any... I didn't have any ability and / or motivation to do things. Yes, I know, Andrew. I said in the video it's probably going to be like 40 minutes or something. It's going to be really short. But I can't keep going. My throat, and I really don't want to keep going. Yeah, anyway, the point is, I spent all day not doing anything and feeling really shit for not doing anything because self-employed. So eventually I talked myself into doing the stream, which is why I started, like... Oh, I said, like, right at the end, Andrew. I said, yeah, this is why I started, like, really late, because I've been just sat here feeling shit for not doing anything. So I talked myself into doing it, even though I didn't really want to. And because I didn't want to, I've kind of done a shit job of it, which, yeah, is why I don't play SA when I don't want to. This was kind of dumb. I hope I haven't increased burnout tremendously doing this, but the people need content. Right. Anyway, I'm going to go continue not doing anything but feeling less bad about it because I actually did something. Also, I'm going to fucking murder this bloody cat who's screaming at me the entire time. I fed her before I started because obviously I would, so this wouldn't happen. Fucking cat. I bet she's thrown up the food somewhere and that's why she's screaming. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to suck the throat sweets. My throat hurts. I'm talking so much. Kind of see why people don't record multi-hour YouTube videos in one go. This is kind of stupid what I'm doing, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'm leaving. There might be some Botimus iRacing stuff, but I wouldn't count on it because I'm probably going to do nothing for the rest of the day. I don't know. I just felt like doing the stuff I wanted to do, I couldn't, and the stuff I didn't want to do, but I didn't want to do it. I guess. Alright, anyway. Thanks a lot for watching, though. I hope people like it. Oh, I guess I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to upload the video to YouTube. Yeah, I'll have to cut it and then upload it. But yeah. My hatred of video editing is winning out over my throat hurting doing this. So I'm just going to keep hurting my throat instead of pausing in video editing. Definitely chill Tuesday tomorrow. I'm gonna play fucking Metroid Prime tomorrow. Yeah, because kind of dropped Metroid Prime for Deathloop for like a week or two. It was 2 weeks, wasn't it? Yeah. And then, I don't know, back to SA Wednesday. Hopefully I don't hate SA Wednesday. Okay. Alright, well, thanks a lot for watching. I'm not going to keep drawing this out. Yeah. See you guys later. Bye.